Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. Hello again, everyone. I'm wondering when I'm going to screw that up. At some point, I will say 25. I haven't yet. Third show in a row. I've nailed it. At some point, probably next week, I'm going to screw it up. It's been a great week. Great return week for us. Helwani Knows Awards on Monday. Ariel Helwani Awards yesterday, plus OTN, supersized OTN. I think we went to like 34 questions or something like that. Golly, was I tired afterwards. And today, probably, dare I say probably, my most anticipated show of this awards week, because it's not your typical awards. It's finally time to turn the page. Everyone asks me, okay, like when is it? You know, everyone thinks that I'm like Mr. Larry David around here, so they always come to the neurotic Jew and say, when is the cutoff? When is the cutoff for when you could say Happy New Year? You know when the cutoff is? When we say goodbye to boxing in 2025 and MMA in 2025, and now we turn the page to 2026, because we are here and now in the year 2026, the year of our Lord. And we will look ahead, in particular, to the year to come in MMA. Now, I want to give you a bit of a history lesson here. This is a very fun show. This is one of my favorite shows of the year. I want to give you a history lesson. Way back in the day, when it was just New York Rick, Frank was in his father's nutsack, GC was in the third grade, Andy was God knows where, Jordan was God knows where. He was in an edit booth at ESPN, Andy was working at Disney World, for God's sakes, or something like that. And it was just Rick and I, you know, walking up the hill, barefoot, minus 30, and we would do our award show, wouldn't get dressed up, wouldn't make a big to-do. And at the very end of the award show, we'd make some predictions. That's what it was. Just a couple, like who's going to be the male fighter of the year, who's going to be the female fighter of the year, that sort of thing. And, you know, it was quick. Then we moved along to the Ringer. When we split up the Ringer / MMA Hour, we did that whole thing. I said, all right, MMA Hour is going to get the awards, but the Ringer show, myself, Chuck, and Petesy will do our predictions. When we came to Uncrowned, when we started Uncrowned, when we started this whole deal with Yahoo last year, it was the first time that I kind of put it all under one roof. And so we had the prediction show at the very end. We pre-taped it while we were on vacation. We played it for all of you, but it was still like, I don't know, it was like the 29th or the 30th, something like that. And then we came back with the award show to look back at the year that was, which was 2024. This year, first time, award show Monday, Tuesday boxing show, and then live prediction show. And what's fun about this year, and hopefully many more years to come, now we can look back and say, okay, last year we predicted that this was going to happen, and this is what actually happened. In fact, as I've been doing this, as I said, for several years, Ringer, all that stuff, MMA Hour, I would like to not, like I always said to myself, like, okay, I'm not going to listen to last year's predictions. I'll come in fresh. This year, I actually switched it up. This year, on my way to the show today, so it could be as fresh as possible in my mind, I listened to last year's show. And I got to tell you, I had a blast doing so, because it's very fun listening to us make predictions, argue, all that stuff and more. And there was a lot of arguing, by the way. It's very fun to listen to that, knowing how the year played out. So by the way, I highly recommend it. Even after today's show, it's very fun to see. It's fun to see who nailed certain predictions. I mean, and it's fun to see who got them completely wrong. And trust me, I got them wrong. I mean, not as much as others, but there were some, you know,
Who's to check?
There's some bullseyes and there's some swings and misses, as they say in the business. So it was a lot of fun. I'm fresh. I'm revved and ready to go. I'm fired up right now. And I'm kind of, if you're wondering, like I'm kind of buying some time, because here we are, big prediction show. We're coming out of the gate, and I'm getting a slew of messages that Petesy has left. And so I'm wondering, like, why, like, we started the show, what could you have possibly done at 1:02 Eastern, 6:02 that you couldn't have done at, say, 58, 57? Where are you going as the plane is taking off, you're taking off your seatbelt and saying, oh, 1 second, I have to go check, the overhead. What exactly are you doing at 02?
Well, here's the thing. It's happened 2 days in a row. Everything's going great.
Yeah.
We're having a bit of banter with the woke front desk, which I just joined today as well.
I heard. I
have a political identity now, guys, and my pronouns are he, him, by the way. And what happened was everything's going great. And then they're like, Petey, we're going to put you through. Thumbs up. And as soon as I go thumbs up, you just start going. So then we have to go back out. We come back. But look at me now.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't sure about that.
Whoa.
I wasn't
Look at the
sure
flexibility there,
about that imitation. I wasn't sure about that. I guess you were trying to say, like, through your internet, I was all child.
Yeah,
okay. I thought you were imitating the way in which I started the show.
I mean, that would be.
Wait, but let's not move on from Petey's flexibility there. Let me see that again, Petey.
This whole thing, don't worry about
Oh,
that.
my Lord. Look
Forget
at
the
bend.
flexibility. Look at that bandwidth from the internet.
Yeah, it looks
That's
good.
what I'm saying.
Not
That's what I was
chopping
trying
up
to
at all.
demonstrate there.
Irish Reeves.
No, no, you did it. You did it great. You did it very well, Pete.
Yeah, no, you look fantastic there. Very nimble, very
Limber?
flexible.
Limber, yeah.
Limber?
All of those things.
All those things.
I'm an
and more.
athlete. Yeah.
Guys, I have to say, it's really fun because I just listened to us argue about the year that was, and now here I am coming in fresh. And can I just say off the bat, and by the way, for the people out there that want your news and notes, we'll get to all the other stuff that's happened since we last spoke. Some interesting things, including Michael Morales' record. He gets a loss, he gets a loss back, he gets a win, he's undefeated, he's not undefeated. It's a whole big mess, you guys. We'll get to all of that back into the show, have no fear. But guys, we did this prediction show last year. And for the record, did anyone go back and listen to last year's show?
Nope.
No.
PC?
Who, me?
No, of course not. No, of course
I was like, all right. I mean,
By the way, intentionally so. No. Don't try to.
By the way, that's what a host says when an author comes into a show and he goes, I intentionally didn't want to read your book because I wanted to go in front. No, that means you're too lazy to read the author's book.
Bullshit.
Get out of here.
You
That's what it
literally
is.
just
Get out of
no. Hold on.
That's crazy.
You
That's fucking
explained
bullshit.
why in past years you did not go back to it, and now because 1 year you finally went back to it, you're acting all sanctimonious.
It's been a revelation.
F that.
Get out
And
of
I
here.
tried not to
At
curse
lunch,
there.
you did the
F that.
subtle dig of the.
You know what?
Rick was like, I purposely didn't go back, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, I did, and I can tell you, it's better.
It's
this
better.
way.
You know what? You know what you guys are?
Yeah, great.
You're disingenuous.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nah,
that's what you guys are.
okay.
Disingenuous.
I'm sure I missed a lot. I'm sure I missed a lot.
You did
I
miss a lot.
lived it. I lived it. I was there.
You know what? You missed this because right out of the gate, we were arguing up the wazoo right out of the gate. We were arguing so much on this show. I was actually listening to it, be like, holy shit, like if someone didn't know us, they would actually think that we might actually secretly all hate each
I
other.
hope it happens again this year.
But
What was
isn't
the
the
argument?
isn't the best sign of this is that none of us actually
No, of
cared about
course.
it? Like that's the best part.
Of
is
course.
we did
This
it.
happens every show.
I don't even remember arguing. I can't lie.
Okay,
I thought
this
we were
is
all
fun.
like pretty agreeable.
I'll refresh
Only
your memory.
Helwani.
So this is how it's going to work out. Of course, only Helwani. That's what a host does. This is how this is going to work. This is how it's going to work. I'll tee up a topic, and this is really focused on MMA. But I guess if you want to go off the board, go ahead. But everything
yeah?
was everything was MMA last. There was some teasing of Ben Eubank nonsense, but for the most part, it was all
wonder
MMA. I'll tee up the topic. I'll tell you what we said last year.
Okay.
We'll talk about, how things went, who got it right, who got it wrong, and then we'll look ahead to 2026. Does that make sense to
That's
everyone?
great.
Love
That's
that.
great. I
That's
love that.
All right.
Fantastic.
So we will. Thank you, Pete. Appreciate it. So we will start with a very fun one, which is. Oh, thank you, Frank. Thank you. I appreciate that. I actually thought we were going to come in with this earlier, and I forgot. Yes. Yes.
What?
Yeah, you're right.
Swing.
This is like 1920s Great Depression
Tua.
era.
Yes.
Flapper.
The war is over. You're kissing a girl in Times Square. You know those famous. Like that's what it is.
World War I's done. Hopefully we don't have one of those again.
Hitler is dead.
No,
That's the next one.
That's the next one.
PT,
Kissing a boy or a girl.
Boy or girl.
I'm on the woke front bench.
Yeah, yes,
Don't
that's
worry.
right.
Pete, don't
we
make
can't
this
have
your whole
this. Get
personality
outta
now.
here.
Don't make
Non-binary
Get
as well.
outta
We
here.
need to
No,
give
I
a
don't
nod
know
to
about
them. He
this.
could be kissing. I'm just saying.
For those that don't know, there is a group chat called the Woke Front Bench that consists of the wokest members of the team, Andy,
you.
Jordan, and Frank, and they have this like secret
Excuse me.
society. But wait. And I've been wondering about it, and all of a sudden, literally 2 minutes before the show, I think by mistake, Frank reveals to me that PT has been added. What I want to know is, what did you do to get added to the Woke Front Bench?
I'd like to know too.
First of all, I'm overstimulated by this conversation, so I want to move past it and don't want to speak about it.
This is not
I just
a safe
wanted a nod to. Doesn't have to just be a girl. there's many sexualities. It's more of a spectrum than a
Frank
binary situation.
insinuated that you said something that kind of was like the tip of the cap, like the nod, like you're one of us, come in, like a sort of password.
This doesn't feel like a safe space.
What gives you that impression, Petesy?
I don't want to get into it right now, but I can't look at the top right hand of the screen. I'll tell you that much. It's disgusting.
You said basically, he asked you, what kind of soup? You said New England clam chowder, the red or the white. You know that?
Yeah.
Do you know what this is? Anyone?
No.
Anyone
I don't know this. I don't know this.
Really?
I don't know.
Ace Ventura? Ace Ventura.
The first one?
Yes.
Damn,
What's the
I'm not remembering
password?
this.
Pet
New
detective?
England clam chowder, the red or the white. And then he goes, the white. Yes. You don't remember that? All right.
No.
You guys
That's a
don't-
great series.
Again, cinephile,
Cinephile. Oh, yeah.
cinephobes.
Cinephile. Paul Thomas
Uncut
Anderson.
Gems
Who's that?
is so much better.
Okay, let's get to it.
All right.
Guys, we start with fights to see. What are the fights that you are dying to see in 2026? The fights that must happen. Now, there's a caveat here.
Oh?
Caveat is, you can't say like Amanda versus Kayla. Like that fight's booked.
Yeah.
It has to be something that isn't booked just yet, right? Because a lot of things can happen en route. Two funny notes about this. We did this last year, and it happened right before the turn of the year. So it was like December something of 2024. So technically, this is our first one in 2 years, if you get what I'm saying. And we were talking about like, well, okay, of course, it's very funny. Of course, Armin versus Islam is going to happen. Of course, you can't. And they're like, oh gosh, it didn't actually happen. So things like that will be said, of course. But what really got us off on the wrong foot here was, I continued to say over and over again that when I say what's a fight you want to see, it's an actual A side versus a B side. It's a mano versus a mano. Actually, it was the two of you had Khamzat fighting for the middleweight title, if you recall.
Sure did.
And this pissed me off because it's not a matchup. It's not an actual matchup. Petesy and I said, if my memory serves me correct, Petesy and I said Jones-Aspinall. And then we had a whole little debate about whether or not it would actually happen. And we all kind of fell like on the right square. We all kind of said, we hope, but we wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen. We were all coming off of just a couple of weeks prior, Dana White saying 100% going to happen. And we were all still saying like, a lot of shit can happen here. A lot of stuff can go wrong. We hope this is the one we all want to see. But you guys, Connor and Rick, had it as your second. You both said Khamzat fighting for the belt. Now, obviously that happened, but my issue with that was it's not a matchup. It's not a like, oh my God, I must see this. I also suggested that this is more of a story or a scenario as opposed to a fight that must happen. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, you guys were right about like this fight is
Has
something,
to happen.
and it came to fruition. Jones-Aspinall didn't. I still think that you didn't quite get the rules.
Is this even a prediction, though, or is this just more of a desire, a
It's
wish?
a want and a wish.
It's a disclaimer.
if you will.
It's a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Not
I
a
like
disclaimer.
this.
And a wish.
Yeah.
I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm looking here at the sheet. Can you remind me what it says here in terms of your selection? Like there was
No,
like
this is wrong.
John and Tom is off the table because everybody else.
It's wrong.
What
I
does
listened
say
to it.
here?
On-air Jordan got it wrong. I told him before the show. He got it wrong. I said, you want to know what's right? I said Jones-Aspinall. You know what my number 2 was? My number 2 was Kayla versus Pena. And it happened.
But where did
And
this
then
come from?
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
I'm so happy I listened to the show. Honorable mention, I said, and oh, by the way, I would love to see Dustin Poirier get a retirement fight in New Orleans. Oh. And then I said, I don't care who it's against. And then all of you guys said, wait a second. You're not picking an opponent. I didn't say I just said that's a scenario that I want to see happen. Big difference between a scenario and a matchup and a fight. So for some reason.
So we have a new category, scenarios we must see.
It's just a scenario. It was
So it
an
sounds like
honorable
you thought
mention.
the same thing we thought.
For me, no, this is the exact same argument.
Can I ask a question
That was
here?
a ridiculous pull that you bent the rules
And
like
by the
that.
way, what a pull on my part. He had his retirement fight. It was in New
It was
Orleans.
great. It's great pull.
You should have had an opponent
Bent the
though if
rules.
you were going to really, do it.
Also,
Is it always my fault though? Like, is everything just,
literally, yeah.
like,
It's either you or
this
Frank.
happened. Oh, Jordan got it
It's
wrong.
right here on the sheet. You put
It's on
Dustin
the
Poirier
sheet.
retirement fight, and that was my
The
honorable
records
mention.
show, that's not what you had.
akin to the posters, I do have one real fight, and then I also have a hypothetical
we're getting into
weight
it.
class guy.
Are we getting into
I'm
it?
I'm just saying, and then I also beyond that, an even more vague scenario. I have like it gets vaguer and vaguer.
Okay. Well, this is perfect.
him off.
Let's get into it. I do want to mention Rick did say he wanted to see Max beat Dustin's retirement fight, and it happened.
Nice.
So shout out to you. We actually got a lot of these right. The only one that we talked about that didn't actually come to fruition, the major one, was Tom versus John. Like Khamzat fought for the belt. Juliana fought Kayla. I even said I would love to see Amanda fight the winner of that fight. It didn't happen in 25. It's happening early 26. But for the most part, it wasn't our fault that fight didn't happen. Obviously, it didn't happen, so we can't take the the check for that. But for the most part, we were on the right path with all the big fights.
I thought Amanda and Kayla could have happened in 26. I was hoping for it, but we were off by a little bit. Like it's going to happen ASAP.
All right, so let's talk about fights we want to see 2026. GC, you just gave us a nice little teaser there, so why don't you go first?
My concrete one, my number one that I want to see is still remaining Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Whether it's at 170, whether it's Islam going down to 155, the star power that these two guys have with the run that Islam is on, with the undefeated record of Ilia Topuria, it's just a match that I am craving more than any other.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You want it, obviously.
Of course.
Do you think it happens?
No.
Because when we were talking about John Tom at the time seemed doable. This feels, I would die to see that fight, but it feels so far away from us right now.
I agree, especially with everything that Ilia Topuria is dealing with in this court case, and then the vacant lightweight title. You have to imagine he's going to have to defend that belt before he does anything with Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev also dealing with a long list of contenders, but if they could somehow make it happen.
That would be number one
2026. That's the number one fight I want to see in the UFC.
By the way, speaking of Ilia Topuria, we can show you he appeared in Spanish court today. And it's just kind of, we were talking about this, and it's an interesting one. It's a tricky one to talk about because we don't know what's right, what's wrong, who's right, who's wrong. But to just see Ilia surrounded by, what is that, 5, 6, 7, 8 microphones. I mean, this is the type of stuff that you see, famous footballers have to deal with, or, this is even more so than anything you kind of really see here in America, like this type of suffocation, people surrounding him, trying to get a word from him. I was asking Andy about this, that outlet, Ola, that seems to be like a mainstream outlet. These are all mainstream outlets. He's talking about my priorities, my daughter, my family, that's my priority. According to reports, apparently his soon-to-be ex-wife wanted to take their daughter to Miami. He does not want that to happen. So it's unfortunately playing out in front of us. And as we said yesterday, hopefully, this is resolved in the best way possible, and hopefully it does not derail his career. You think back to the guy who was smiling and so confident and seemingly happy on the way to fighting Charles Oliveira and making history and knocking him out in June. It's just very sad to see, and we wish all the parties the best. And again, hopefully with kids involved, you hope that it doesn't get uglier, and it's playing out in front of the public, and that is very, very unfortunate. Okay, so you said that you want to see that fight. Do you want to keep going with your breakdowns here? I like this. What else do we have here, Mr. GC?
Should we not go around first, just in case other people have
I kind of just want to see what else he's talking about.
All right,
he piqued my interest there. Yeah.
Okay. I get a little bit more vague here, a la Rick and me in 2025. Alex Pereira fighting at heavyweight.
Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with these being the number 2s. It just can't be number 1.
Yeah, whether it's against John Jones at the White House, I know they've teased that. Now they're saying that it's likely not going to happen, or if it's just against a Volkov or a Cyril Gane while we wait for Tom Aspinall to come back. I would like to see Alex Pereira go for greatness and attempt to try and get a belt in a third division.
Last year, I asked you guys. I set the line at 2 fights for 2025 for Alex Pereira. Remember, he was coming off an incredible 2024. He was scheduled, or at least rumored at that time, to fight Magomed. It had not been announced just yet. And I set the line at 2, and you all took the over. You all thought he would fight more than twice. And the way in which we were talking about him was we would like to see him fight at heavyweight. We said we would like to see him get like a Volkov type of fight, a James Irvin, Anderson Silva type of fight, and then fight the winner of Tom versus John. In the end, he loses to Magomed. That derails everything, and then he gets the belt back. But a very different scenario for him coming into this year, where it seems like, okay, he's back on top, but I don't know if he's going to fight 3 times this year. And I don't know, it seems like he really wants to fight at heavyweight. There are some talks already that Ulberg versus Prochaska is a fight that is being discussed. There was even a report that came out yesterday that it's a interim title fight that's being discussed for later this year. But Mr. Yuri Prochazka actually went online and dispelled those rumors and actually did put out a very interesting nugget, which is, well, this fight, the one that was being rumored or reported or talked about or tweeted about, was slated for the Miami card, which is, off the top of my head, April 11th. He's having a baby, his first baby. His partner is set to give birth in April. He wants to fight before April. Here's what Yuri Prochazka had to say about those rumors.
Hello, everyone. Just quickly, all these informations on the internet about me and Ulberg is not true because the fight is not confirmed yet. It's still in negotiating. And just for me, I can say I want to fight till the end of March because in April is the time for baby. So this is the only one thing what I can say. And that I want to fight for title. This is it. Believe the official messages from UFC and God bless, stay strong. Let's go for that.
Yes, sir. The reason I bring this up now, guys, is because you, GC, say you want to see Alex fight at heavyweight. That can affect Yuri Prochazka and his timeline, right? So what do we think? We think that Alex ends up fighting Yuri again? Do you think that Alex never fights at 205? Do you think it ends up being Ulberg versus, Yuri fighting for that vacant title? These discussions are very fun to have now because in a year from now, we'll know how this story plays out. I kind of feel like they might go in the direction of Ulberg versus Yuri. The question is, do they make it for an interim belt? Do they make it for a vacant title? What do you guys think?
I think they'll go that direction.
Interim or vacant?
Same thing. In the modern UFC, they're exactly the same.
Well, if it's vacant, that means Alex is definitely on his way.
And if it's interim, it means when he goes, it will be vacant. Like, they're the same.
But I just feel like
there's no difference.
If it is interim, then that means there's plans for Alex to remain at 205, where with what we've seen with Islam Makhachev, what we've seen with Zhang Weili, with Ilia Topuria just in the last year, they all had to vacate their belt. So I feel like if they made the distinction that this is for a vacant title, then we're done with Alex Pereira at 205, and he is definitely going up to heavyweight.
But then who's making that call? If Alex says, I'm going up, then you don't need an interim. Or if, the UFC is the one who establishes interim. So if Alex says I'm going up, then you don't need an interim. There is no use for an interim.
Right, it would be vacant.
So, but what would be the reason to do an interim if Alex was planning to stay at light heavyweight?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I guess that's true. So I guess it would be vacant or nothing.
Here's what I'll say. Here's my feeling. I feel like the UFC is going to try to make a splash in 2026 because they have their new partner and they're going to try to make big fights and big moments. And so if there was ever a time for Alex to be like, yo, I want to go to heavyweight, I think they'll be open to it this year. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think they're looking for big things, especially in this world where there are no pay-per-views anymore and you're trying to get people to sign up and all that stuff. What do you think, Pete? You think Alex goes up to heavyweight?
Here's the thing. If he goes to heavyweight, I want him to fight Aspinall.
Yeah. You don't like this idea of him fighting the way Anderson fought Stephan Bonner, the way he fought James
That's fine, right? But
Griffin.
I am with GC in that I want it to be historic, but I don't want it to be historic against some dude. I want it to be against the dude. And I know obviously that's a lot's hinging on Aspinall's situation with his eye and whatnot, but I don't want just to go up and fight someone. He's the biggest star in the roster, right? So as you often say, that will make everyone better in the division. It will make the divisions more spectacular. But the situation here is we constantly have these other guys in this division, whether it be John Jones or Pereira in this case, coming in and taking shine away from the actual champion. If I want Pereira to fight for history, I want him to fight the real guy, the undisputed champion.
I have a solution for you, PT, because my fight that I need to see next year is Alex Pereira versus John Jones.
That's the one.
That's the one to make. It ties up nothing. These two guys that you're talking about entering the division fight each other. The history is the fact that Alex Pereira could be the first one to defeat John Jones, all due respect to Matt Hamill. And it would be a massive feather in the cap of Alex Pereira, who could then fight the winner of Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall. It is perfectly aligned. Obviously, you would not hope for what happened to Tom Aspinall to have happened, or to Cyril Gane, quite frankly, who looked good in that fight until it was over. You would not hope for that scenario, but it has opened up a lane where Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane have business to finish, and John Jones and Alex Pereira have an opportunity to do something special.
Okay, so I'll ask you the question that I asked GC when he said he wanted to see Islam versus Ilia. How confident are you that this actually happens? I get the want. But do you think, is it pie in the sky in your opinion, or do you think
No,
it's attainable?
I think it could really happen.
I think there's a better chance of it happening than Ilia versus Islam at this point. Do you agree with that?
Happen. Yes.
The question that I
what's the
continue
barrier
to have is,
it at this point?
well, no, the barrier is John Jones. John Jones has said, I want to come back to fight at the White House.
Do it there.
It seems like it's not happening. It seems like it's not happening based on what Alex said and what I'm hearing. It seems like he's not in the plans. And so what he hasn't come out and said, what Dana White has not come out and said, and he hasn't been asked, so he's not going to come out and just say it. But the way I'm reading things is, it's White House or bust. So if it's not going to be the White House, is he fighting again? Then I think it's unattainable.
It's a fair concern. I do think by the end of the year, if John doesn't fight on that White House card, he will get the itch. And I think Alex Pereira is the perfect opponent. In fact, John Jones has done himself a disservice if he wanted options, because the only name he's been saying has been Alex Pereira, right? He has been saying, this is the guy with the legacy. This is the guy who I really want to fight. If Alex Pereira is now a heavyweight, it's free and clear for you, John. It's there. It's on the table. And I think the UFC, as you said, would want to make a big splash this year. There is no bigger splash they could make than Alex Pereira versus John Jones. So I think it's realistic. Am I super confident? No. I wasn't even confident in John versus Tom when Dana was out here talking about 1,000,000,000%.
Sure.
But I do think it's possible.
I won't lie. I would love to see John Jones versus Alex Pereira. That is definitely the fight I would like to see most for Alex Pereira at heavyweight. But even like a Cyril Gane, if he has to wait for Tom or a Volkov or something like that, rather than an Olberg or Yuri 3, I would rather see him go up to heavyweight and fight those guys.
Hell yeah.
I agree with that. I will say there's one thing that we don't know the answer to. No one's asked this yet. The White House card is slated for June 14th, right?
Yeah.
And that's a Sunday, interestingly enough, and it happens to be Donald Trump's birthday. And some people think that's on purpose. Some don't. Who the hell knows? My point is, the reason I bring this up is that going to serve as the International Fight Week event? Because you'll recall this past year, and historically, they do a June show, but it's usually the first week of June, right? That Newark card was like June 7th, and then the Atlanta show was June 14th, if my memory serves me correct, because I remember it was my son's bar mitzvah. And then they did Ilia versus Charles June 28th or 29th, whatever it was, right? So if they're going to load the deck, if it's truly going to feature the White House card, 5-6 title fights, which I think would be insane because they would really suffer on the back end, but let's see. Is there going to be a Vegas end of June, early July card? And if so, which I hope there is, because that's been a thing and I think it's served them well. They do all the other stuff around it. And if so, that would be the perfect fight. Like the timeline would work, and maybe there's a way that you could convince John, hey, you wanted to fight in June, okay, for whatever reason, we're not gonna make it happen, but we'll make it worth your while to do this one last fight as a retirement fight. Do you know what I mean? We don't even know. Maybe because it's June 14th, that's just gonna be the big fight card of the summer. I hope not, but I would love to see Pereira versus Jones as the International Fight Week main event if that's the way it's gonna be, and if they are steadfast on Jones not fighting at the White House. If he really does, if he wants to fight at the White House, that means that there is a part of him that still wants to fight.
That's it.
And so can you convince him to say, all right, I'll take this fight and it'll be at T-Mobile and I'll still make a boatload of money?
You bring that money back that you offered him the first
30. I don't know
if you get the same number, but you bring some of that money back and you offer him the matchup that he's been saying he wanted, right? It always felt like it was pulling teeth. It was reluctant when it came to Tom Aspinall. Every single time John Jones got a microphone in front of his face, it was, Tom's not the guy. You guys are going to forget about this guy. You're building him up. I've seen this with Johnny Walker. All the things that he could do to disparage Tom Aspinall. The opposite is true of Alex Pereira. It's always praise. It's always, I want to fight him. I always think that would be a challenge. Now, transparently, I think the stylistic matchup is actually more favorable for Jones. You do that, you offer the money, you make it a big event. You say, maybe it's not the White House, but we're going to make this a pillar of what we're doing this year. I think he gets that itch.
He's never said $30 million for Pereira. He only said $30 million for
Tom.
For Aspinall,
I just think with how stacked the White House card probably is going to be and how much of a spectacle, I doubt they're going to do International Fight Week just a few weeks later.
I hope, I like the
Is International Fight Week even a thing, though?
Yeah,
no, I mean, we call it that. It's not what it once was.
UFC X?
Yeah.
They did have the UFC X.
They said they're
doing
UFC X at the White House.
Yeah. That's
No,
what I'm
okay.
thinking. It's International Fight Week.
Ah, but it's not the same.
See in our capital.
First of all,
Special America 250.
yes, but people love to fly in and they like to go to the event. This is not going to be open to the public, this event.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but they're gonna have the lawn that'll hold 80,000
the
people.
Lawn, the lawn. What is this lawn?
It's the park.
You had one last little tier there, right?
Yeah, what's the crazy?
What's the one last little tier?
Oh, it's not like crazy. It's just ultra vague. A card in Japan, headlined by a Japanese fighter. I jotted down Tatsuro Taira or Kyoji Horiguchi fighting for the belt.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Would love to see it. And I actually feel like that is very attainable.
I think of all the three that I listed, it's the most attainable.
Yeah.
Prayer at heavyweight. That's. I think I can get those last two.
All right, Rick, you go. You gave us one. Any honorable
that's
mentions?
my number. Yeah, for sure. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. That needs to be resolved, right? That has to happen. That has to happen at some point in the year. I really want. This is a must, but it's like a must with an asterisk. Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. But I will accept Khamzat Chimaev versus Fluffy Hernandez. If Fluffy beats Sean Strickland, I'll take either of those. But I must see Khamzat. Sean Strickland's the one I really want. Sean Strickland is the one I really want.
Are you just dismissing Mr. Nassoldin Imavov?
No, that can happen before, after, whatever that. Not at all.
You want it for
from
the belt.
beating Khamzat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Outright, yes.
Okay. Wow.
I'm just missing everybody from beating Khamzat.
By the way, there's a lot of people who think that he could be the guy. That of all the guys
I am not
right
one
now.
of them.
All right.
I am not one of those people.
Okay.
Here's another one of my. But you accept these as secondary.
100%.
Armin Sarukian versus UFC lightweight champion. Must.
I'm fine with that as a secondary or tertiary.
Must.
Okay.
happen.
Yeah.
It's a decent tertiary.
Yeah.
We cannot just keep having Armin doing grappling matches and eating and all this stuff. He must
kind of okay
fight
with
for
it,
the. No, I'm not. I know you love it. I have others, but I feel like they're going to come up in the course of it. But let's leave it there for now, and maybe I can circle back.
I just want to say, the two kind of sticklers seem to have understood the assignment this year because you guys didn't give us a so-and-so fighting for the belt.
Dustin's retirement?
You nailed it. You nailed
Did
it.
I not give Aspinall Jones last year?
No, it was a Khamzat and then Aspinall. Anyway, we'll go to PT. PT Carroll, why don't you go up next, PT? Tell us.
So great for it to be my turn. Thanks very much, lads.
Well, why you say that?
Welcome to the show,
No, I'm
Pete.
just saying, I really enjoyed listening to the guys,
What?
and now it's my turn.
Oh,
I'm excited about
you
it.
need the hot tag every time? I haven't given my picks. You're going before me.
I don't know why you're
wow,
taking
what's
exception
this?
to me.
Mr.
Great
Woke.
shout, lads. I do disagree, though.
It's
You
the
know
most-
exactly why.
It's the wokeness.
Don't let him talk to
okay.
you like that.
Okay.
Just as soon as I've announced my political allegiance, Ariel's just treating me with a different pair of gloves.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
you know. Well, first up, I think I deserve a massive pat on the back here because there's no bullshit here. There are people's names on either side of these fights.
Yeah,
There's no,
thank you.
maybe if maybe he's going to fight him. I have exact names, guys, okay?
Love it.
Done with John Jones. Finished. 2025, it's over. He's not mentioned here. Islam Makhachev v. Ilia Topuria. I'm with you, GC. Top fight of the year. Thank you very much. Second fight. Tom Aspinall v. Alex Pereira, which was mentioned. Fair enough. Look at this. If he's the lightweight champion, Ilia Topuria v. Armin Sarukian. Okay? That's another one. Guess what? I'm not finished. Joshua Van v. Pantoja rematch. Need to see it. Don't be tickling my balls. Don't be doing what you did there. And, I need closure. Final one. Islam Makhachev v. Shavkat Rakhmonov. Very good, Ariel. What are yours?
I mean, first of all, could we just take? I like it. To the point,
hot.
no BS, all very attainable, and
Yeah,
actually, all very much in line with mine.
I love
All
it. You
very
guys
much in
booking
line.
up Ilia Topuria for all these fights, huh? Love
Well,
it.
not
Smart.
quite.
It's good.
Not
I like
quite.
it a lot.
I'll go through mine. At the very top of my list, and I did say to Jordan, I'm not ranking these, but I'll say them as I wrote them down. We need finality to Aspinall versus Gane.
Yeah.
We need finality
Oh,
to
it's a good
this.
show.
Have
Good
to.
show, yeah.
And like that, for us to move along with the Tom Aspinall that we all believe will turn into the Tom Aspinall that we were all talking about, like, we have to finish this up. I don't want no Lamont Roach versus Tank Davis nonsense where he just kind of moves on. No, like, Cyril Gane deserves that. And Aspinall needs to rectify this, and they need to fight each other to figure out who's the better man. And hopefully it's fair and square, and there's no eye poking, and there's no fouls or anything. I'm not going to get into like he did it on purpose, he did it or not. Like, I just want to see this fight play out because guess what? It was a very entertaining fight and it was playing out in a way that I think a lot of people didn't think it would play out. So I need to see that fight. I have to see that fight. The division needs to see that fight. They both need to see that fight. They both earned it and deserved it. And we can't move on without that fight playing out first. So that one is at the top of my list. Interestingly enough, another one on my list, and these are all kind of, in one big, as we say in the business, bouillabaisse. Carlos Ulberg versus Yuri Prochazka is a fight that I'm very, very interested in. I would love to see this fight, and that would mean that Alex Pereira would move up to heavyweight, and I'm okay with him moving up to heavyweight. And look, Petesy, I agree with everything that you just said, and to be honest, as you were saying it, I looked down on my list real quick, and I was like, I kind of wish that I had your same energy. Yeah, I'm kind of done with the Jon Jones thing. Like, again, stop, stop doing this. So it's not like you're either in or you're either out.
Whoa.
Okay? You're either in or you're either out. But that being said, if I'm going to give you Ulberg versus Prochazka, I'll also add Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira to that list as well, because it does seem like we're close. But I'm not holding my breath, and I'm not going to cry. But it's more because Alex Pereira has done it all at light heavyweight. He beat Yuri twice. I know he didn't fight Carlos Ulberg, but I think Carlos Ulberg versus Yuri is a great fight, and it's a very appropriate vacant title fight if that's what it's going to be. Alex moves up, fights Jon Jones, and they can all do their thing. No titles on the line, just fight it out. So that one would have to happen if the other one happens, which is Carlos and Yuri fighting for the belt. I'll give you a couple others.
Hit me.
Guess what? No Ilia versus Islam on my list because I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm not trying to waste anyone's time.
Let me stop here for 1 second.
That wasn't the criteria.
I have a question. I have a question for you guys. Who do we see return to the UFC first? Jon Jones or Ilia Topuria?
Ilia Topuria.
Ilia.
You guys think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not certain we ever see Jon Jones fight in the UFC.
Agreed. My prediction, by the way, and I don't even think it's a bold prediction, is that he doesn't fight. It all hinges on the White House. And if he doesn't get the White House, he won't fight on this other date that we're talking about.
I have faith in my GOAT.
Dana White holds grudges, guys. Like
I think he's open to it.
There's a lot of money to be made.
I don't think Dana White won't invite him back. I think he only wants to come back for the White House. He views it as the perfect send-off. And if he's not going to get it, he's going to be like, all right, I'm good. I'm going to go do Alpha Reality 4. He'll do it again. He'll be a reoccurring character on the show. Can I give you another one?
Please. Yeah, please.
Can I say, I kind of want to see Ilia versus Arman more than Ilia versus Islam at this point.
I do too.
Ilia versus Arman is big-time stuff. And to me, Islam is a welterweight. Islam is a welterweight at this point. So Ilia versus Arman is the fight that I want to see. I want it to be for the lightweight title. I mean, did you guys see old Islam playing grapple ball or whatever it was? What was that? Wrestle ball?
Don't they call it Dagestani basketball? Isn't that what it was called back in the day?
I don't know what it is, but he looks like he's a middleweight.
Yeah, he looks like
What do we think of these moves here, by the way? I mean, look at these arms, by the way.
Creatine, man.
PT, you see this?
Is that John Pork?
What is that? Ooh, look at that.
The lefty lay is nice, bro.
Yeah, he's got that sweet
Looking
little
like a young Jalen Brunson out there. Look at the
takedown.
It's an insane.
So when you get the takedown, you change possession. It looks like
Yeah.
a little
Look
jab
at travel,
style.
though. I mean,
I don't think
No, you don't have to
dribble,
dribble in this one.
move the pivot.
That
sky
angles
hook?
he's getting
That
with
sky
that
hook?
left.
A young Kareem. Look at that pass
That
right there.
left, man. That's a Derrick Rose, just teardrop.
Teardrop
right there.
layup.
He looks like Khabib with
floater?
that hair.
Yeah,
Look at the ball movement right here. Red Holtzman would love
the
this.
left.
Another left.
Right side of the hoop.
A
Finishing
biggest
left. I like
key
it.
with Islam is you got to force this guy to go right and use his right hand.
100%. He keeps shooting with the left. Obviously, he's a lefty, but on the right side, which is very
bizarre.
He's lefty no
unconventional.
matter what.
Yeah. Is that a real thing? Like, do you think people are... Is it like the NBA on NBC here? Are people sitting around at home in Dagestan watching this?
I'm going to
No,
say
I
it's
think it's
not
like
like the
a
NBA on
celebrity
NBC.
It's kind of fun, though. I'm not going to lie.
I think people are tuned in because it probably is a celebrity game.
All right. Anyway, a few others, if I may. Ilia versus Patty. Could we see this?
Yeah, I'm in.
I mean, 4 or 5 years in the
You guys
making.
got a lot of fights for old Ilia Topuria. I got to
Yeah,
tell
hell
you.
yeah.
I'm not confident he's coming back so soon. You guys got 20 different fights for Ilia.
We sure do.
Can we just say, hang on. Right, I'm hearing too much of this. Oh, I'm not confident. That's not the fucking criteria, okay? The criteria is what fights do we want to see.
I'm with you,
It's not,
Pete.
I'm still giving them, but then I'm asking on the back end. I'm asking on the back end. Are you confident or
Just
not?
saying.
I know, but we're getting made fun of from our colleague here, New York Rick.
There's no making fun.
Oh, look at all these aliens.
Well, I mean, there has to be some basis in reality, right? I want to see, two random guys off the street fight. I'm just gonna name, of course, but I want to actually have this come to fruition. No, like
I mean, you booked
shouldn't there
17
kinda be-
fights for John Jones. The guy turned down $30 million.
I picked one fight
30 million
that he
for the
will come
kitchen
back and
scrap.
fight this year.
I did say that Islam is a welterweight. That being said, I want to see Big Boy Armin go up to welterweight and fight him.
What if Ilya?
Wait, so not Ilia?
Yeah. Yep.
What?
Yep.
What is
Well, why'd you get rid of it so quick? I want to see Big Boy Armin go up to welterweight and fight.
Is this after he gets the title at 155?
Hell yeah.
So Ilia loses, but he's in these other fights. But then Armin,
You know what?
It's
about-
just what fights you want to see, lads. That's all it is.
Yeah.
right?
By the way, how about this scenario?
I feel like the
Okay.
Dennis Rodman in the,
Armin's
in
getting
the
dicked
Last
around at
Dance.
155. He says, "To hell with you guys. I'm going up to 170, and I'm going to fight this guy." You're telling me you'd rather see Michael Morales versus Islam at this point,
Yes.
other than Armin versus Islam?
Yes.
There ain't no.
Yeah, I would.
Okay,
Yeah, I would.
he's
He's got a loss on his record. All right.
He's struggling to get a title fight at 155. Do you really think he can just waltz into 170 and immediately get a title shot?
I would like to think. You know.
I don't think so. He's having a hard time getting in at 155. His proper division.
My
Okay.
biggest friction is that everybody was wetting themselves over Ilia versus Islam, and now it's possible, and you're like, nah, I don't want it anymore.
No. Here's a more realistic one. PT and I on the same page want to see a rematch of the flyweight title. That has to happen. And with the
Yes.
news
Yeah.
that Mr. Alex Pantoja avoided surgery some way, somehow, I don't know if it happens next. I'll go out on a limb, just putting it out there. I don't think it happens next. And that's not with any intel. That's just a feeling. Maybe they do
don't
this
believe
Japan card like April, May, and then, the winner fights, and maybe Josh is the winner, and then he fights, and there might be more discussion regarding Josh. I would like to see that fight at some point, even if it's not for the belt, to be honest. I want to see it play out. Two real quick ones. We have to see Merab versus Jan 3 at some point. I would like to see it next, to be honest. Why not? I think Merab deserves it. I think he's earned it. And, they fought once. He was dominant. Jan fights him the second time. He's dominant. Let's see it. Third time, proper training camp. And I'm seeing here, we could skip this one, Jordan, the last one on my thing, because it's like,
Should I just say it out loud for you?
Yeah, I'd love
no,
to
you,
hear
Yeah,
could,
you
you could
said
put it. You
the
could put it.
email says
You could put it. You could
Ilia
put it.
Islam.
You could put it. You
Well,
could
when
put
you
it.
said you didn't want that,
No,
I
it's a
actually
joke.
changed the bar.
Go ahead.
I covered up for you, but now I feel like
No, put it. Put it.
no.
So
no.
put it. I just want to have this on the record for a second here.
Put it.
You're like Eric. You're an idiot for reacting to you guys having Ilia in 17 different fights when we don't even know what this
Ilia's
guy's
the man.
future is.
We're
This
hoping
is
for the
this
best.
is reasonable.
pie in
It's
the
just
sky.
fights we want to see.
I just said
Okay.
one.
All right,
I just said one. You're over here booking
Am I
John
not
Jones
getting
in
the
every weight
graphic?
class.
Did
You
you
asked for
delete
just
it?
one time.
Just one fight. I had a few others.
Okay, wait. I want to see my graphic.
Jones,
I want to see Ilia
Conor
versus.
McGregor.
John Jones.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Now that we finished the Ilia portion of the show, I want to see Piotr Jan back. And I'm okay with if Merab is the next fight. But at some point, hopefully in 2026, maybe later, I do want to see Sean O'Malley versus Piotr Jan. And I believe I had that last year. This fight has to happen at some point.
You did.
I love this fight so much. Sean just has to get into this territory. He has this big fight against Song Yadong coming up. Win that. I would like to see Jan versus O'Malley. I think that they are great together.
By the way, you know what's so fun about this? When you did speak about it last year, Jan was nowhere near.
He wasn't
the
even
title
in the-
picture.
yeah.
All you said was you want to see a 5-round fight
Those
between
two.
the two of them.
Love it.
Thinking that it would be a fight night or maybe
Yeah.
like a co-main. Here
I
we
want
are.
it. I still
The stakes
want
are
it.
different.
It's a great one. Mackenzie Dern versus Zhang Wei Li.
Yep.
Like that feels
to
like
have
it's
it.
going in that direction. Has to happen.
Yeah.
Costello Van Steenis versus Johnny Eblin.
Love it.
Please,
Love it.
like, let's resolve this. I know it seems like it's not the next thing that is on Costello Van Steenis' agenda, but God, I would love to see that run back. It was such an incredible, like the drama of that one was incredible. I'd love to see Johnny get a chance at redemption there as a long reigning champion. Cedric Doumbé versus a
Wow.
local bin man. I don't care who it is. Like,
Love it.
find somebody for this
Love it.
motherfucker to fight so I can see him fight again. What the hell is going on with Cedric Doumbé, who seemed like one of the biggest stars in the sport and now has just been sidelined forever? Bring back Cedric Doumbé. Anybody. Find
Yes.
somebody with a pulse.
That would be tremendous. PFL could use him. I would love that.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Anyone else?
I think we got them all
I want to see
covered.
Francis fight again.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see that.
A lot of fights.
Nemkov
have a
is
wild
Francis
card.
versus
I have a
Nemkov
wild
the
card.
one?
Would love that. Yes, wild card.
Just thought of it right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Paul Hughes v. Patrick Habirora.
Okay,
Cool.
love
I
that.
don't mind that.
Yeah,
Love
that's
that.
not bad.
Up-and-coming
Too
stars.
soon? Too soon for Patrick?
That's not my business. All right.
Just
I
like to
think
see
it's
it.
good because you want to see Hughes
wanna
get
see
back on track, and it's a good test. Like, I kind of like it at this point in their careers. I'm okay with it.
Can I throw out another one?
Please.
Carlos Praches, Michael Morales.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I want to see that
Be
one.
an
that
absolute
ain't
banger.
bad. Even with the loss by Morales?
Yeah, even with the loss.
All right.
You said Cedric
Going
Doumbé
out on
versus
a-
anyone? I'd like to see Shavkat Rakhmonov fight anybody.
Hell yeah. that's a good
I
one.
liked Petesey's Islam. Islam versus Shavkat. Let's do it.
That would be great.
Let's just do that.
Islam's next fight is against.
Kamaru Usman.
Kamaru
Oh
Usman.
my gosh. Fuck. If he-
Kamaru Usman.
And then if Conor McGregor comes back and beats Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor.
Conor
Oh
McGregor.
my god.
It will be. It fucking will
All
be.
those
You know,
guys. All those guys will be.
reignite that bitter old feud.
Oh yeah. No. Also, would love to see Dakota Ditcheva actually fight for the PFL title. That would be like Dakota versus Liz Carmouche. That would make a lot
What's the
of sense.
timeline on her? Do we know when
Yeah, she
she'll
got
be back?
injured and not going to be on that Dubai card, but not sure. And maybe that's a blessing. You know, maybe they have her fight. I don't know why they didn't have her in a title fight for that card, but maybe there were too many. Who knows? All right, do we feel good about the fights?
Yeah.
All right.
so.
We move along now to the much argued about breakout
Oh shit.
fighter or fighters, really, because we have a bunch. Breakout fighters of the year. May I remind you that one New York Rick last year said that Khamzat Chimaev would be his breakout fighter of the year. Now he's going to sit here. I could assure you,
tell me
he's
what
going
I'm
to
gonna
sit here and say
Please,
he won the belt.
Tell me what I'm
and
gonna say.
then look. Okay, let me ask you a question. On Monday, who was your breakout fighter of the year? Who was your pick?
Wait, isn't that today?
No. On Monday, who was your pick for last year?
Oh, Joshua Van.
Joshua Van. Would you say that Joshua Van was in the same spot as Khamzat Chimaev a year ago today? No, he was a relatively unknown fighter.
No, he was not.
Who was about to break through because he won 4 fights and ended up. Khamzat didn't lose, so why didn't you have Khamzat as your breakout fighter? If your understanding and your definition of breakout fighter is what you're about to tell us now, why isn't Khamzat your breakout fighter of 2025?
Very easily explained. I'm glad you asked.
Tell us.
It's about the distance. It's about where you came from to where you get to.
You were so
My
adamant.
expectation is that Khamzat would have fought. If he had fought one more time against anybody, I would have
You'd have
100%
his breakout
given it
fight.
to him.
So
Yeah.
good.
Because
He was a superstar.
and he's an even bigger superstar now that he's UFC champion. If he had
notch
gotten
above.
one title defense in, the gap between where he started and where he ended would have been more significant. But the distance that Joshua Van got this year from where he started is why he was the breakout fighter. My prediction was based on the fact that I thought Khamzat was going to enter a stratosphere in the Alex Pereira, John Jones, those level of guys, and I do feel like he just fell a little bit short. If he got one more fight in, I would
There were a
have
lot of
stood on
people
it.
that hated that fight.
Yeah, but he's a bigger star
I would actually
now
say.
holding
I would
that
actually
belt.
say he's a
Nah,
little.
you're lying to yourself if you'd say that.
He wasn't a candidate for breakout, and he wasn't the breakout fighter of 2025.
No, he was not the breakout fider of
and he wasn't even a candidate. He was past
It's
the
funny you
point of
talk about
breakout.
the candidates. I want to just bring up something here. Actually, I think Andre Jordan, would you bring this up
here we go.
Okay, so this is the email where Ariel set up how we're doing breakout
Yes.
fighters.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, no.
Yes.
It's all the awards. Here we go. Taping this
Yes,
Thursday,
breakout
December
fighter.
19th.
Yes.
Biggest stories to monitor.
Yes.
Fights we must see. Breakout fighters.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Not prospects.
Not prospect.
Yes.
See that part threw me off a little bit because
I mean, you
naturally
could've
you
asked.
think if you're going to do breakout
Guys
fighters,
bringing
like
out-
you'd want to
Pizzi, can you
do
believe this guy?
you'd want to do breakout fighters. You want to
Can
do
we-
a
can we all
prospect
get along?
like Joshua Van,
Lads,
right?
I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm.
You'd
if we
want to
keep on
do something
talking
like
about
Joshua
the
Van,
criteria here, okay?
But you can't pick Joshua Van, right? Can you?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
he's a
Right,
prospect.
so I'll tell
can't
you what I
pick a
have.
guy
I
like
have
a
Atiba
Joshua Van.
Gauthier as
Whoa,
my
wait,
first
no,
one.
stop,
Oh, sorry,
stop.
sorry.
No, this needs to be
Good
said,
shout,
PT.
Pete. That's a good shout.
Let's just
Thank you,
finish
thank-
this.
Here's
So-
the thing. Last thing on this, and we will move on.
No. Yeah, please.
When I said not prospects,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean who do you think is going to be the prospect of the year. I said who do you think is going to be the breakout, meaning you interpreted it as prospects don't count, meaning a prospect who will graduate. I was saying, like, don't give me someone who, I don't know, a Patrick Habirora. Give me someone who would be a good candidate for a prospect of the year. Give me someone who will break through like a Josh Van. Do you understand? Do you understand now?
Yeah, but Josh Van's a prospect.
It is a bit confusing. The text does just say not.
Okay,
He's a
well,
prospect.
Well, here's the beauty of the situation. Only one person misunderstood it. You. The rest
I follow
understood
rules.
it.
Yeah, I know you
Peyton
guys
Talbot.
don't. You're not able to follow. I follow
I agree
rules.
the email is confusing. I also disagree with Rick choosing Hamzat Chimaev as the breakout.
PT had Peyton Talbot. PT locked
That sounds
back
like
in.
a prospect to me, but a good pick.
Can I just say?
PT had Peyton Talbot, and I want to give you more props.
Thank you.
I want to give you more
I was
props.
getting these props. Thank you.
Payton didn't end up being breakout fighter of the year, but he ended up being a lot of people's most improved, which is fine. You were touting the fact that he was going to roll through Barcelos and all that stuff. It's totally fine.
Mention another guy. Another guy.
You mentioned Josh Van.
Thank you.
You mentioned Josh Van. So shout out to you.
That's good work.
You mentioned Josh Van. Speaking of locks, Mr. GC did have Vinicius Lockdog Oliveira.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Got into a heated rivalry with JLP.
No, it's true. We're still not sure.
He's trying to break out.
We're still not sure.
Should we
if it's
put
a
that in
work
our fights
issue.
we want to see?
I'm okay with my pick.
I had Peyton Talbot as well.
Yeah, those sound like great prospects.
When I learn.
Yeah, he was a big
Talk about
prospect.
most improved, though. I remember after that, we were like, oh, yeah, Pete and Ariel had Peyton Talbot as their breakout fighter. That's not looking too hot.
And look at the turnaround.
Meanwhile, he had a great turnaround by the end of the year.
Amen. All right, Pete, give us your breakout fighters of 2026.
You're not going to believe that. Number one is Manchester top teams, Atiba Gutierrez. I think he's going to be the next big African star. Already is. He is fighting. He's fighting a good bit down in the division. I think the next guy, according to Topology, he's fighting is like 61st. But the way he's doing, lads, he can climb the rankings very quickly. And I think by the end of the year, he'll be in a big spot. And I think he has a skill set to make good on a big spot like that.
It's a bit of a slow burn with him, right? I feel like
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I don't mind because he's very raw. Like, it's not so long since Carl Prince took him from Cameroon and has been bringing him around the gym. Like, I can remember when Carl first started talking to me about him, he was like, he just doesn't really know how to spar yet. He is jacking dudes up in the gym, Like, he is really beating the shit out of people in there. So he's still very young. I think he's incredibly talented. Outside of him, I've got, and this is probably a bit of a stretch given that he's just beat Giga Chikadze, Kevin Vallejos. I think he's going to be knocking on the door of title contention by the end of next year. Also have the aforementioned Patrick Habirora, who's coming off a massive 2025 for PFL. He looks like a guy that's going to be the next Hughes, Dakota Dicheva, Cedric Doumbé, who we also mentioned earlier. Marion Santos, a featherweight. I think he is a brilliant talent. I think he fights very technically well, and he has a great fight IQ for someone that's so young. I expect him to do really big things in the featherweight division. And finally, I have Mansour Abdul Malik, who at middleweight looks like an absolute blue chip prospect.
Wow. What a list. Golly, what a list. I'll go next because I have to say we're very much in line, PT and I.
Great minds.
Very much aligned. It's an unbelievable thing. I'll give you my names. There's not much more that I can add. Number one, Mansour Abdul Malik, who I was very impressed by when he came on the show, and obviously have been very impressed by with his work in the UFC. He had that win over Antonio Tricoli back in December. Prior to that, had the weird one with Cody Brundage that was overturned, whatever. And then the win over Nick Klein at the very beginning of the year, and late last year had a win in his UFC debut, also a Contender Series product at the moment, 8-0-1. And you speak to Eric Nixick, the head man over at Extreme Couture, about him. You speak to his manager, Brian Butler. They could not be more excited about his potential, about his future. So I too am excited and think that this time next year, the guy is like an old school fight fan. He gets it. He has the skill. He's still very raw talent. Shout out to him. Looking forward to seeing where he goes from here. The aforementioned Kevin Vallejos, who we also had at the very end of the year, had a tremendous win, has had a very nice start to his career, has become very fun on Twitter as well. Looking for that Cub Swanson fight, beat Giga Chikadze. Prior to that, beat Danny Silva. Prior to that, beat Sungwoo Choi. So he had 3 fights in 2025, had a Contender Series fight in 2024 as well. So shout out to Kevin, who obviously reps Argentina in the UFC. And the other name that I had on the list, would you believe it, Pete? The aforementioned Atiba Gauthier of Manchester top team.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's, it's amazing. I'm looking at his record, And he made his UFC debut in 2025. I thought he had maybe one in 2024. It was a Contender Series fight. But I mean, you look at this guy. First of all, he's built like a freaking. I mean, he's chiseled out of stone. He's got unbelievable power, great skill, huge for the weight class. Very, very impressive. And again, you speak to the guys over at Manchester Top Team. They could not be more excited about his potential. So those are three names that come to mind as far as breakout fighters to watch this year. Mr. New York Rick, who do you have?
Yeah, we whiffed on it last year, but we're going back to the well. It's going to be Khamzat Chimaev again.
Are you?
Get the fuck out.
No, it's not. It's not.
I would
love if he just stuck with it. Do you know what fuck is?
I feel good about the justification.
I wouldn't put it past Rick to do that.
But the answer is actually out of left field, but I feel like it makes a lot of sense, and it's going to make even more sense later. But Gable Steveson. Gable Steveson is about to.
That's a great one.
Explode.
That's a great
because
one.
I'm predicting some things, and we'll talk about them later. But Gable Steveson is about to be part of the MMA mainstream and cultural conversation very shortly. And so Gable Steveson is my pick.
True.
Some other names I had Gautier. Natalia Silva, I think, is bound for something. Like, I think she's going to be game in a potential fight against a flyweight champion. I think she might have the opportunity to get it done. I'm not necessarily predicting that, but if she can, I think that's going to be major for her. Myron Santos, friend of the boys in the back, I think he's going to have a big year. He's a really solid prospect. Quillen Salkild, I think has to get a shout after that nasty knockout of Nasrat Haqparast. I think he's due for some things. I think he was like 4-0 in 2025. He's probably bound for some big things. So some big names, some big opportunities for some names coming up. But for me, like Gable was my one that I locked in on. I think
that's
Gable's
a perfect one.
a big year.
I'm actually mad at myself for not thinking of that one. That's a tremendous one. I think that he'll debut in the UFC this year. We may talk about that later in the show. GC.
Yeah, I'm not adding too many names to this. You guys have pretty much covered them all. My main one was Atiba Gautier, just the way he's been knocking people out. He's already got a fight booked on this first pay-per-view numbered event in the Paramount Plus era. Has potential to get another massive knockout there. I think people could really start paying attention to him. Like Rick mentioned, Quillen Salkild, he's booked on the second card of this Paramount Plus era. Got two nasty knockouts. Obviously, the one on Nasrat Haqparast in his last fight. I think if he continues to do so, he could blow up, get that Aussie backing behind him. One that you guys didn't mention, Luke Riley. He's got this beef going on with y'all's Kevin Vallejos. That could be a potential bout between rising stars. Got a nasty knockout in his UFC debut back in November. Plus, he fights out of the same gym as Patty. If Patty's able to have success, beat Justin Gaethje, rising tides lift all boats. Manuel Torres, one of my favorite fighters to watch, had a great 2025 going 2-0 with 2 first-round knockouts, 16 first-round finishes in his career. Like, I could see him becoming a fan favorite, get that Mexican backing behind him. 2 more here. Melky Costa, 4-0 in 2025. Already has this fight booked against Dan Ige. I think people could really start noticing the win streak that he's on if he's able to keep it rolling. And then lastly, in the women's divisions, Carly Judice, a great 2025, 2 nasty KOs. Love watching her fight. One of the most entertaining women's fighters on the roster. If she can keep it up in 2026, I think people could start paying more attention to her.
Love it. Love it. Can I add another one?
Please.
Because I sent in this list before his last fight. Razabali Shaidulev of Ryzen fame, the featherweight champion, 17-0, had an insane finish at their year-end event against Mikuru Asakura. He, in many people's opinions, is the best featherweight not in the UFC, and some would say one of the best fighters not in the UFC. And not to suggest that he's going to be leaving anytime soon, but he's a very, very dangerous and violent fighter. Also, Ilhom Nazimov, who had that short notice knee knockout, and everyone loves him over there. Against Roberto de Souza on that Ryzen card. Who says we don't talk about Ryzen around here?
Yeah, it's about time, man.
Yeah, those are 2 names to look out for as far as potential rising stars, breakout prospects. If they get over to America and fight over here, that would obviously help their cause. But they seem to be doing quite well over there as well. So a lot of names, a lot of exciting names. Any other honorable mentions before we move on, guys?
No.
All right. So let us move along now and talk about stories that we are monitoring, that we are watching for, that we are looking forward to covering, that we are looking forward to talking about. I can tell you that last year, Mr. New York Rick said he wonders if John Jones is going to fight. That's going to be one of the big stories, and he was right. That ended up being one of the biggest stories of the year. We kept talking about it. Will he, won't he, will he, won't he? 30 million, is he going to fight? All this stuff. So, of course, that was a massive story. Does Conor McGregor fight? That was a big story. Although I feel like most people last year, not to say that it wasn't a big story, but I don't think it was as big as John, because I think most people were kind of like, I'll believe it when I see it. And then once the White House thing got out in July, it felt like, okay, this is a story to talk about in 2026. Do you guys agree with that? It felt like back into the year and no one was really talking about will Conor fight or not.
No.
Yeah.
Well, once the press conference cancellation and all that stuff happened, I think it was off people's radar.
Yeah. You did mention the UFC's rights deal being up with ESPN and seeing how that would play out. So obviously that was a gigantic story. And you also mentioned whether or not the competition would step up, whether or not there would be a strong competitor to the UFC. And quite frankly, I don't think that there was one, but obviously, the fall of Bellator, the merging of Bellator and PFL maybe made things a little more interesting, but there really was no competition. Conor also mentioned whether or not John Jones would fight Tom in particular as being one of the big stories to watch. So obviously that was, in some people's eyes, the biggest story of the year. Would Pereira move up to heavyweight? That was a bit of a story, but I feel like after he lost to Ankalaev, it no longer became about that. It became about, would he get the belt back? Would Kayla Harrison become UFC champion? She did, and that was obviously a relatively big story. Would Islam Makhachev move up to 170? He did. So that was a good one. Who does Pantoja fight next? Because, he was kind of blowing through the competition. Obviously, we know what happened with him. And you had mentioned, will the UFC do a show in a new country? And they did in 2.
Azerbaijan and
Qatar.
Qatar, yes.
So they did in 2. Maybe, I would argue, definitely not Azerbaijan, maybe Qatar, but a lot of people were thinking maybe, South Africa, Spain, something like that.
Definitely wasn't expecting either of those.
PT said, Tom John saga, UFC's broadcast deal, which I thought was a very astute one on your part, given the fact that it's not a European story, and you often say, like, I don't know about all this TV stuff, just,
I'm a genius.
Tell me to watch. Oh, you guys get all upset about the broadcasters, who cares? What's next for Conor? PFL and Bellator disgruntled fighters. Remember this time last year, there were a lot of fighters taking to Twitter, as they say, to talk about how unhappy they were. Aaron Pico, Patricio Pitbull, guys like that, Mr. Patchy Mix. And then you also mentioned, which I thought was a great shout, the lawsuit, the class action lawsuit. And it had not yet been fully resolved and approved. And also, there are the other ones, right? The Cajun Johnson one, the Misha Serkinov one. You had mentioned what's going to happen with those, and those are obviously big stories. Maybe they don't get the big splash that others do, but certainly I think stories that were worth mentioning. My big story, as far as the stories to watch, was the rights deal. The rights deal was the biggest story to watch heading into, I love that stuff. I love paying attention to that stuff. And so, it was one that at the time, if you may recall, I went on a whole little rant saying, the new MO for a lot of these leagues was to split up their deal. And so I think a lot of us thought that, the UFC would split it up. And I did predict that they would stay with ESPN, and that they would maybe give, 10 or so shows to an Amazon or to a Netflix. And Paramount Plus was on no one's radar. They had different ownership, but it obviously ended up being a big deal. I was talking about pay-per-view. No one predicted Paramount Plus, and no one predicted the death of pay-per-view. No one. No one saw that coming. Certainly not this time last year. But it was definitely the story to watch and the story to monitor, and it ended up being that in many people's eyes. John fighting Tom, Conor making his return, what had happened, and also the future of PFL and Bellator. I don't know what that was, but
Just
the
on a
future of PFL and Bellator.
just
Yes.
about the death of pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I saw Shaky Shore, the legend himself, tweeting today. I don't know if you saw this. TNT box office for the Paddy fight. Just thought that's interesting, given that we're moving into this non-pay-per-view era with Paramount. TNT Sports charging for that one.
Yeah. And that's sort of consistent, right, with like when there's a big European star in the main event.
Conor or a Habib or something like that. A Tom, even, I think we've seen it before.
But usually not, unless it's Conor, usually not when it's in the middle of the night, right? It would be like an Abu Dhabi card that they would charge for.
Absolutely, yeah. It's usually in prime time UK. So I just think that's interesting.
A lot of Canadian fans asking, by the way, because they're in the same boat as you.
Really?
Nothing's happening in Canada. Like, it's still pay-per-view. In fact, in Canada, every show is pay-per-view.
I was gonna say for TNT, it's not though, right?
It's
only certain ones that they select.
Maybe one or two max a year.
Got
Canada's in the Stone Ages now because of their Sportsnet deal, Rogers Sportsnet. It's every show. They're us last year, so a lot of fans are confused.
So do we keep calling them pay-per-views?
No,
number
premium live events, baby.
Live events?
I like premium live on the Paramount Plus.
They call them numbered
app.
events, right?
They are calling them numbered events.
It's gonna get messy.
It's gonna get
messy.
By the way, I actually did think death of pay-per-view was possible because I thought UFC would go to Netflix, if I'm being honest. I thought Netflix would buy up the whole package and just kill off pay-per-view. It turns out it was Paramount that did it instead, but I did think it was a possibility. But I feel like Petesy, it's still kind of close to us. You know, like if there's the one or two one-off, that's the closest you'll get to our version of it.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, and I don't think it's that bad. It's 25 quid or something as well.
Yeah.
It's not like they're mad
It
money.
is tough. You're asking people to pay 25 quid. Okay, so the pay-per-view would start at 2 a.m. local time, right? Now that it's 9 p.m. start, 2 a.m.
If you want to stay up to see Patty, though, I get
he's going to fight at 5 a.m.
I'm the
You
wrong
wake
man to
up.
ask. They call me Sheetsy Carroll out here. You know what I mean?
By the way, PT, if you pay for it after the fact, is it less? Like if someone says like, "Oh, I'm gonna wake up at 8 o'clock and watch the show," do you think it's cheaper or no?
No. You gotta get it. No, same price. We don't mess with that kind of shit around.
No, I get that. I get that.
I'm gonna lie. You said Sheetsy Carroll. I thought you meant that you slept through it.
Yeah, me too.
My
mean that
first
as well.
thought was actually like 2 sheets to the wind. So
It works on so many levels.
There's a lot of
He
different
gets drunk
levels
enough
of
that he's just like, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Well,
There it goes.
I'll start on this one. My big story to watch at the very top, I'll continue with the TV stuff, is how does the transition go? What does it all look like, right? The UFC is no longer in the pay-per-view business. They're now in the PLE or numbered event business. Every single show is going to be behind the Paramount Plus paywall. And in fact, I will tell you that they've announced officially, we talked a little bit about this, and I tweeted about it, but there was a press release that came out today that Paramount Plus is launching the UFC archive library ahead of the live event debut on Saturday, January 24th. This is the press release that just came out. Over 1,400 UFC fights, moments, and events and event programs now streaming on Paramount Plus. The archive content is organized by collection, including series, select UFC numbered events from the 2000s, 2010s, 2020 through 2025, legends, career-defining bouts from the likes of GSP, Chuck Liddell, Anderson Silva, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, and more. Current champions, fight collections featuring all reigning UFC champions, KO City, highlight reel stoppages and knockout finishes. So basically, like right here, you could see this on your app. You click on Josh Van, and you get all his fights. It's very clean. It's very smooth. It's easy. And I know that some people are talking about, some fights are missing. I suspect over time it's all going to get filled out. But this is nice. This is very nice. So I would say so far so good. But honestly, when I'm talking about the transition, I'm not even talking about this because I'll be honest with you, it's very rare that I'm like, yeah, let me sit back and watch UFC 184. But what I'm talking about is, all right, the 9 o'clock starts, going to a smaller platform. We've talked about like the ESPN socials and the TV and the rub that they get from the first takes and the sports centers of the world. That's not going to be at their disposal. Will there be the ancillary programming? Is there going to be a good guy, bad guy? Is there going to be pre-shows and post-shows and all this stuff? Are they going to have podcasts? What kind of journalism are they going to do? What is CBS Sports going to be like? Are they going to actually do journalism? Are they actually going to tell stories? Are they going to break news? Like, what is this transition going to be like? We were there, Rick and I, when there was the transition to ESPN. Dana always mentions, by the way, he always says we kind of got off on the wrong foot. And I always kind of wondered if I had anything to do with that. But I would say at the very beginning, certainly in those first couple of years, like I thought ESPN was covering the UFC very fairly, accurately. There was my show. There was the show with Chill. Eventually the DC show came. We had a lot of stuff on the .com. Is it going to be the same or is it going to be a pared down version? Is it going to be more like WWE on Peacock or WWE on NBC or Netflix where there's not a lot of ancillary stuff happening around it. I'm curious to see how they do the matchmaking. Will they try to go for those big events? So all that stuff and more. Just this whole transition, this whole new era for the UFC is a massive story and one that I'm looking forward to monitoring and covering. I'll just give you a couple other ones. How does the White House card play out? This is obviously going to be a gigantic story. I would imagine all of you feel the same way. Who's going to end up on it? What's going to happen? Does Gable make his debut on there? How many title fights are there going to be? Who's going to get the main event slot? What does it look like? The logistics. It's going to be gigantic. It's going to be massive. Does that card air on CBS in some way, shape, or form, or is it just a Paramount Plus card? How many fight cards actually air on CBS? How many events? How many prelims? How many of anything airs on linear television? I'm very, very curious about that. And I'll stick with the broadcasting theme. What happens to the PFL? The PFL's deal with ESPN is up at the end of this year. If they don't re-sign with ESPN, where are they going? Are they going to a Netflix? Highly doubt it. Are they going to an Amazon? Maybe, but it doesn't seem like Amazon's really in that business right now. Where are they going? Are they going to a TNT or a TBS? Maybe, but they tried it with one. It didn't really work out. Where are they going if they're not staying on ESPN? I've long thought that if ESPN is not in business with the number one organization, they're not going to be in business with the number two, the distant number two, at least for now. And I'm not trying to throw shade on PFL. I thought we gave them a lot of love on Monday's show. But yeah, I mean, ESPN, the worldwide leader, is in business with the top dogs of a respective sport. And so I'm really curious to see how this plays out and where they end up going. Rick, why don't you go next?
Yeah, mine is similar to last year's, which is like, and it's an expanded version, which is, can the UFC bring back some of their stars? Like, is Conor McGregor going to fight? Is John Jones going to fight? Is Ilia Topuria going to fight? Is Ronda Rousey going to fight? Like, the lack of those, like, A-plus top-level stars was evident in 2025. And I think it's going to be a topic of conversation for 2026 as well. The White House card, I think, is going to mitigate some of that because of how stacked it's likely to be. But man, like, they could really use a fight out of John Jones. They could really use a fight out of Conor McGregor. Definitely Ilia Topuria. You guys got him 20 fights each. So they need some of these people back. And hell, if you could get a Ronda Rousey fight in there, that'd be pretty fantastic. So will the top stars
be back? By the way,
back?
Ilia on his own, like, with so much doubt surrounding his future, is a story unto himself, right?
For sure.
Like, this is changing almost every day. Just whether or not Ilia fights, because I don't think anyone could have predicted that, he was like a locomotive.
Yeah.
So that's a huge one. Because, John, Connor, like, if they never fight again, I don't think anyone would be.
That's right.
If Ilia doesn't fight this year, it would be a
Some of us
shocker.
might have this. Some of us might have this. You know?
Okay. Chill.
Just say.
Okay.
Why are you so angry today?
I
Is it
also-
because you're
No,
woke
just-
now?
I just
Are you
wanna be
gonna
safe.
Are you gonna dye your hair
Pete
purple?
has to lead the next category. or we're gonna have a riot.
I don't.
He
want
led the
to
last
hear
one, by
from
the
you for a
way.
few minutes, okay.
What?
I should lead them all because I'm different than you guys.
Okay.
Whoa.
Please go ahead.
What do you mean? All right. I also had the White House thing. I also had, the Paramount. I had a different turn of phrase for it, but I wondered how the Paramount relationship is going to be materially different than the ESPN, right? Like, what are the little quirks and nuances that are going to just be a little bit different between the switching of the broadcast partners? Here's two that I think were unique. One, what impact does Zuffa Boxing have on the UFC, if any, right? Like, if there are resources being brought towards Zuffa Boxing and they are taken away from the UFC product, taken away from the MMA product, what impact is that going to have, if any, right? Like, is Dana's attention all on Zuffa Boxing? Are people who are in the production all focused on Zuffa Boxing? And what impact is that going to have on the UFC, if any? And similar to last year, like, can the PFL build any new momentum in this iteration? I think they ended last year with actually, like, a very straightforward and solidified game plan. Like, I think the streamlining of the PFL at the very end of last year made a lot of sense to me. John Martin talking about instituting promotional champions in a very clean way, the lack of the tournament structure. This, to me, feels like something you could build upon in a 2026. And can they actually take that foundation that they've laid and build on it in 2026 is a question for me. All
great ones. And all stories that I think will play out throughout the year and won't just be like a non-issue come February. They will be, sustainable stories throughout the year. GC, why don't you go next?
Again, not a ton of variation for me. A lot of similar ones. My biggest one being my phrasing of it was the Paramount Plus experience. Just essentially from how does it look on the app? How does it look on the screen? What kind of original content do we get surrounding it? How does Paramount treat the UFC? How many times do we see it on CBS? How much does it get propped up? The White House card, everything like that. Just all-encompassing year one of Paramount Plus. What does this look like for UFC fans, and how do they feel about it? Are they happier than they were in the ESPN era? Does it really make any difference to them? X, Y, and Z, the no pay-per-views, everything that goes along with it. I think that's crucial for the sport this year. Similar to Rick's and the Stars, mine was more of like the champions, the big names of the sport. Are we going to see them fight? There's so much in the air around Ilia Topuria with these legal proceedings. Tom Aspinall with the eye. He's talking about potentially getting a second surgery. Are we even going to see him fight in 2026? Pantoja, I understand he's no longer the champion anymore, but will we see him get a shot at a rematch with the broken arm? And then also the stars that go along with it. Does John fight? Does Conor McGregor return to the octagon? Those are things that I want to see in 2026. And then lastly, what Eric said, PFL does this new sort of iteration of the promotion, going with lineal champions and not doing so heavy on the tournament format, going with real, segregated weight classes as your champions. Does that give you any sort of momentum to try and become a viable number 2 in this space?
Love them. Agree with all of them. I mean, all great stories. It's not necessarily an award here, but all great stories to watch. And yes, all great stories that we will watch and cover right here on the program. What about you, Mr. Petesy Carroll? You've been foaming at the mouth, waiting.
Let us hear, man. I can't wait for these, Pete.
Yeah,
they're all gone now.
What does all gone mean? It's not a competition. It's not a competition.
I want to be the first one to say it.
All right.
You took that away from me, and I deserve to be the person who says my things. Okay. I have a voice too. Okay, thank you. Obviously the White House, who's all said that.
Yeah. Looking forward to
Paramount, all said that.
Great show.
Ilia Topuria, him individually, not the other guys.
Okay.
What is going to go on with him?
Okay, this is a great one.
I'm not finished.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not finished.
No, I did like that, PT.
Thank you, GC. Major MMA comes to Spain. Will they have France-like impact on the sport? Will we be going, oh my God, the UFC or the PFL are going to Madrid? That's going to be great. Those people really like MMA. You know what I mean? Is that going to happen? Finally, prayer to heavyweight. I think the Ilia thing would have hit harder if Ariel didn't, sidebar that. But, they're my things.
What do you mean sidebar?
You just, you're like, oh, Rick, that's a good one. What I think is interesting is Ilia Topuria specifically.
Bro, we're not giving out like freaking gold stars here, all right? They're all good stories.
I wanted one.
You had a couple. You
sidebarred it. You sidebarred it. It's all right.
It's tough.
When do you guys think we find out about the White House card? And do you think the announcement is an IG Live? Honestly, I'm not even being facetious here.
No,
do you think they make a big splash with it? Okay.
The only reason I say that is because of what they did for the first card with the NFL game. Like I think,
you think like Trump announces it or something?
I was going to say you also have the White House involved.
Imagine that one.
Yes,
I can't imagine they're going to be like, yeah, dude, just pop on.
I
IG
think
Live.
Trump might announce
Trump
it
on IG Live.
Trump and Dana with it. Yeah.
I think Trump might
Attention
announce
doesn't
it
matter.
whether he wanted to or not. Like he just might say something that like.
I think he's going to be at a press conference.
He's going to be at a rally.
Be like,
wow.
You guys hear Conor McGregor's coming back?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be on Air Force One when he's doing
June
one of those
14th.
interviews. He's just
My
gonna say
birthday.
it.
Frank, you're everyone's speaking at an
Coming
8.
back
You're
for me.
speaking at like a 4, and
really?
it just sounds like you mumbling under your breath.
And
Why
then he
don't-
sits in the control room when no one acknowges him, and he's like, all right.
Frank,
No. And then I
wait.
found $20.
How about we all
should've
wait
seen-
our turn?
No way.
Go Frank.
Because you know what happens, Frank? I'm driving home, I listen to it, and all I hear is...
We need to listen to your speakers in your car.
It's
all right?
it's also, if I may say, the drops are a little low. Like I hear 30 million for the great subscribe. And we're all speaking. We don't care. We're speaking. Like, how could we get it more? That's one of my big fights, to watch. My
Did
stories
we get
to
the new
watch.
car?
No,
You
didn't
versus
get the-
Where's the new car?
No, not me versus Frank. Stories to watch, I should say, is can Frank figure out the levels?
Jesus.
Can he figure out the levels? Drop.
Trump is going to make the announcement that Conor is coming back on Air Force One. just randomly talking to reporters. They're gonna be like, "Oh, what else is going on? Oh, well, you know, Conor McGregor's coming back, huh?"
This is your prediction? I like it.
Prediction.
I actually like it.
that.
I'm glad that you finally gave me some attention.
Wow.
I mean, it's an offshoot of a prediction I just already put out there, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
By the
No, I
way,
mean, have you seen the White House, the social media account? Like, they're posting memes left and right.
it's so good. It's one of the best social media accounts in business.
It's terrific.
No?
It's not good.
You don't think it's funny?
I just think it's kind of weird.
Oh,
that
yeah.
It's coming from the White House.
I think
If Theo Vaughn is checking you, like on the official government accounts, to be like, yeah, maybe don't use
Theo
me
Vaughn.
in your
Theo Vaughn might be
campaigns.
the wokest of them all. What are you talking about?
Oh, Theo Vaughn's woke now. All right, my bad. I didn't catch the memo. I should have consulted with these three.
Just added him to the group chat.
Yeah, I should have consulted.
shit,
No,
let's
I'm
go.
sorry, PT too.
TV in the chat, baby.
Lads, as soon as you mentioned White House, this group just was like, Donald Trump. Felt like I was sitting on that massage chairs. It was like,
Frank, by the way, you bring up a great point. Do you have, like, do you want to interject? Do you have a fight to watch?
All right,
or-
I think you've had your moment, man.
No, I just want to.
No, it's fine.
Wow.
It's fine.
Wow.
there it is. It's going off right now. One of the fights
actually-
here.
20 million
Ariel
for the kitchen
versus
scrap.
Frank.
Frank, your fight to watch.
Did you
Is
say
this right here, Ariel and
What?
Frank? Let's see where it goes.
No,
Oh man,
seriously.
No, I don't have one now.
Oh,
Wow.
God, the
Breakout
tension.
fighter?
Nope. Stop it. Let's
Feeling
move on to the
my
next
plums.
category.
can 2026 Dakota be the equivalent of a 2024 Dakota? Can
Dakota
she
versus
achieve-
Fatima Klein.
You guys are. Well, I can't believe you.
Well, I think Rick's referring to when Frank had 2024 Dakota Ditcheva as the singular greatest run in MMA history.
She was on a list of 5.
And
He
she
almost-
was ranked,
I don't remember number
Like
2
third or
I think she
something?
was like 2. I think she was like 2.
He almost walked her out. Remember that?
I don't
That
think
would
it
have
was
been
almost.
incredible. That would have been incredible.
It was on the table.
I think we had Dakota pinned in a corner and we were like, hey, let Mysterious Frank walk out with you. And she's like, yeah, sure, I guess. And as soon as
And
she
then
got
her
in the
manager
car,
hit me up.
that ain't
She's
happening,
not
bro.
really feeling it at the moment. You know, she's really super.
My favorite is
So
you
we're a
never asked
luchador,
me.
Yeah, you don't like that?
We're
Imagine-
screaming in her
Imagine
face.
Frank walking out with the American top team flag behind her. It would be incredible.
He'll wear a luchador mask and a trash bag over his clothes, and then he'll walk out with the American top team flag.
Who's saying no? Who's saying no?
Dakota,
No.
evidently.
Yeah. All right. So Frank, nothing.
Nothing.
All right. So Rick, did everyone weigh in on this?
Yeah, we did.
Everyone weighed in. All right. How about that?
Yeah.
So those are our stories to watch. A lot of them, if I'm being honest, but I think it's going to be a really interesting year in the sport. So let us see how it all plays out. We move along now to 2 very fun ones who are going to be our female and male fighters of the year. For this one, and I hope we all understood the assignment, you got to pick one, right? It can't be like 5. It's essentially, who are you going to say was the male or female fighter of the year when we do the the award show this time next year, 14th annual. Helwani knows. You guys got that, right? Let's look at last
on it.
year's. Let's look
Yeah,
at
let's do
last
that.
year's picks.
Remember it all.
We'll start with Mr. New York Rick. His female fighter of the year, Valentina Shevchenko.
Nailed it.
Male
Nailed
fighter
it.
of the year, Alex Pereira.
Okay.
I mean,
With could have done better.
I respect it.
Mr. Pizzi.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Female fighter of the year, Kayla Harrison.
Not bad.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Only fought once. Male fighter of
so
the year,
well, though. This is going to be bad.
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Hey, it's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Fucking nightmare.
It's tough.
isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, we'll go to Mr. GC.
Yep.
He didn't lose.
Female
He
fighter
didn't
of the
lose.
year, which was
Go
a
on.
little bit controversial.
Not
but
controversial at all.
Zhang Wei Li.
Y'all can clown me for this, but it was
Yeah,
for
no,
the
she
fighter
had a
of the
chance.
year.
She
at
wins in New
MSG.
York, it's over.
fighter of the year.
Yeah, she
No-
wins in
no
New York,
question about
it's over. Male fighter of the year,
Yeah.
Tom Aspinall.
Close.
Tough one.
In my book.
No, I don't think so.
Second.
No, wasn't
I think
close.
even
Okay,
with,
second.
I think even with a 30-second knockout of Gane, he's not winning fighter of the year.
He only fought once. If he would have fought twice, he'd be in the mix.
Gonna
Helwani,
kill that guy.
female fighter of the year, Kayla Harrison.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this did cause a bit of a rift in my relationship with Juliana Pena. We all remember the text message that I received on Christmas morning. Yeah, I mean, you threw me right under the bus.
Naturally, because I didn't
She
pick
was
against
very
her.
upset because she said, if you're picking Kayla, that means you don't think I'm beating Kayla. And I was
Correct.
just like, no, I had to make a pick.
Correct take by her.
I
wasn't
blatantly
thinking.
picked Kayla and I stuck with it and I said she would.
Pete, we
really
know.
win.
Please don't double down on this
Aggressively
any
win.
further.
You're the reason we got the text.
Yes, 100%.
God damn it, Pete.
There were some
Journalism,
strays.
okay? Journalism.
I'm in church and my phone's buzzing. I thought it was.
Ain't that what journalism
massage
is?
Chair, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, Jamal. Yes, it is.
Male fighter of the year,
Oh,
Merab Dawalishvili.
Close.
Wow. What do you mean
look,
close? He was my
look.
male fighter of the year.
Yours.
Islam
I had
Makhachev,
Piotr Jan.
man.
I had Piotr Jan.
Islam Makhachev fighter of the
Those,
year.
are good,
So
those are
close.
both good shouts.
Yeah.
Both good shouts.
you
Pretty
did
happy.
very well. That's the best one.
I'm pretty happy. PT, why don't you go first?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this is the thing.
Go with
He
female, by the
can.
way. Go with female.
Female, okay.
Just do
Sorry.
female.
Kayla
We'll go
Harrison.
female round.
Okay, female first.
Kayla
All right,
Harrison
all right, all right.
Kayla Harrison again. She's fighting Amanda Nunes. She beats her. She's fighter of the year. Kayla Harrison.
Wow. Just one fight.
That's all it needs if you're that good. You know what I mean?
All right. No, I'm cool with it. All right.
She can conceivably fight again. No,
100%.
She's
fighting
gonna beat the greatest female fighter of
No,
all
but
time.
is your
Cyborg?
prediction
When?
is your prediction that she is only fighting once, or are you saying
No. My prediction is she is going to be the female fighter of the year in 2026. Aaron.
okay?
Why are you
Now I'm asking.
defending so hard?
This
We're
this
just
this
asking,
bit has
man.
lasted 90 minutes and it's driving me up a wall. Can we have a serious conversation? Is Kayla Harrison going to fight more than once next year?
Yes.
Okay, and she is going to win all her fights and then become the female fighter of the year. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. That is what I think. I do. I think she's. I think. Look. I think she was. If she had fought one more time last year, she would have been in that
Yes.
conversation. So yeah. Look, she's fighting Amanda Nunes.
100%.
It's either going to be her or Amanda Nunes. I pick Kayla.
I love the shout. I'll actually piggyback it. Actually, I lost my thing. Damn it. What happened to my
No,
thing?
you're going with that. You're going with
It's
that.
tough.
it's only one name. I
Oh,
feel
here it
like you
is.
could recall this.
Yeah, no, mine's Kayla Harrison. I just want to
Okay.
make sure. I lost my list. My female fighter of the year is Kayla Harrison. I'll tell you straight up, I think she'll win in January, and then and this might steal my thunder later, but I think she'll win on the White House card, and then I think potentially she'll walk away, and that will make her the female fighter of the year. I think she has to be on the
Who
White
is
House
she
card.
fighting on the White House card?
Well, first of all, if she beats Amanda Nunes, she has to be on the White House card, right?
Yeah.
Two-time Olympic gold medalist. You can have potentially.
She did the whole Trump visit. Like she
Yeah.
did the White House card
There-
thing.
Yes, 100%. So she has to be, and I don't think she has many more 135 pound weight
that
cuts
would make
left in her.
sense. That would-
And I don't honestly think after a year like that, she'll have anything left to prove in her athletic career. And so I
who
think
is it,
after
though?
those, that's the thing. Like Valentina,
What's Cyborg's contract like?
Oh God, I would love it.
I don't think they're letting her
I
leave.
know.
I don't think they're letting her leave. Like right now, 135. Who is even women's bantamweight? There's Pena, Pennington.
probably gonna be
Norma
Valentina,
Dumont.
right?
Norma Dumont.
Really?
She's right there. I mean, she's won like a whole bunch of.
For the White House card, though, I
You
feel
could be
like it's
excited,
going to
man.
be
Should be buzzing for
Valentina.
that.
Could be Valentina. You don't need to make that fight for the White House card. You don't need to. I think just having Kayla as an Olympic gold medalist is enough.
Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't
She's
hurt.
like
Anyway,
Captain America.
Kayla,
Anyway,
Harrison,
Kayla Harrison.
my pick once again for female fighter of the year, Mr. New York Rick.
Kayla Harrison.
Okay, there it is. So we all suspect she's going to have a big year. Is it 4 for 4, Mr. GC?
4 for 4, Kayla Harrison. I
Wow.
say she beats Amanda Nunes, and then she fights Valentina Shevchenko on the White House card. She defeats her as well. This year's Female Fighter of the Year and becomes 2026's Female Fighter of the Year.
I will say, I think the most surprising part of this is all of us picking against Amanda Nunes, like like unanimously.
Yeah.
Who's the
Not that
favorite?
I look. I
Kayla
agree with
Harrison.
you. I'm in it.
Those fighting words.
But
Minus
Amanda
205.
Nunes.
Minus 205.
Those drops feel a little loud.
No, I like that. I like that. So what was it? Kayla, minus 205. What's Amanda?
Amanda Nunes coming back your way, plus 170.
Okay. By the way, can you look at the odds there? Can you look at the history? When's the last time Amanda Nunes was an underdog?
Oh, I can tell you. Also, interesting tidbit.
Cyborg, right? Probably.
Over under 3.5, and it's minus 140 to the under. They're expecting a finish in that fight.
Wow.
Interesting. Last time Amanda Nunes was an underdog. Whew, she has been a big favorite. Yeah, Cyborg, she was plus 175. That's a good shout by Rick.
Okay.
Actually,
what was that, 2019?
Valentina Shevchenko, the second fight, she was a plus 125.
Okay. Was Cyborg 2019?
Yes,
So that was the last time, right?
that was the last.
December 29, 2018.
Oh,
It was at the
Almost.
very end of the
Very
year,
end,
heading
very
into
end.
going into the new deal. We were around. Some of us were around Kayla at the live show in Miami. She is so freaking jacked, and when she talks about like the violence in which she wants to, inflict some ground and pound on Amanda, you're like, yeah, I could see this happening. But I'm not trying to. I mean, it's Amanda freaking Nunes.
yeah.
Amanda's been out a long time,
She's
guys.
been out.
She's been out a long time.
Kayla has done a fantastic job selling this fight. You know who did the best job though? Jorge Masvidal killed
Yeah.
it. Nobody's more excited for this fight than Jorge Masvidal,
Knows
and
them
he
both.
absolutely put it over big time. You've made your point clear on who you think should be headlining this card. This is the fight I care about the most by a million miles for this upcoming card.
Also, just a crazy stat here looking at Amanda Nunes as an underdog. Plus 235 against Sarah McMahon.
Wow.
You have to understand, Amanda Nunes was not Amanda Nunes at some point
100%.
back then.
No doubt. But
was
it's just
losing-
like,
yeah.
man, that's like Bitcoin in 2011.
Yeah. No, the Amanda Nunes stock went through the roof, but
That's a great line.
it was not the same back then.
All right, so we all agree
We all pick-
on who the female fighter of the year will be. GC, you go first. Male fighter of the year.
All right, my male fighter of the year, I'm going to go with Rick's breakout fighter of the year from last year. I'm going to go with Khamzat Chimaev. I think we get 2 fights here, but I think one of them is up at light heavyweight.
Wow.
I think he goes for the double champ status and he's successful and becomes male fighter of the year.
Wow.
Okay, let me look real quick. When's the last time? Is the last time 2020? The last time
And
he
he
fought
fought
more
twice.
than
Yeah.
once?
But
Wow.
I'm trusting because the way things line up,
Yeah.
August we'll get like an April and an October. And here
And he can go into the US. Yeah.
also we've proven that he can go into the US. Also the fact that he's an active champion now, I'm hoping that means he'll be fighting more. Also, like we talk about odds, he is minus 350 to retain his UFC middleweight belt. He's minus 150 to be the UFC light heavyweight champion at the end of 2026. That seems crazy to me.
So you're saying you hope that he moves up. Who do you think he'll be fighting? Let's just play it out. He retains the middleweight title. He moves up to light heavyweight. Who's he fighting? Yuri? Imagine Yuri versus
Yuri
Hamza.
Prochazka, yeah.
Or is it Carlos Alberg?
After beating Carlos Alberg.
Is it possible it's Alex Pereira? Imagine that world.
That's also a
No, I
huge
don't
one.
think so.
But I don't think so either.
Pereira's long gone.
I think so. I think he goes up to 265.
Well, if it's Olberg against Yuri, why would Alex even be in the division?
Yeah, he wouldn't.
No, you say interim. He comes back. They do a super fight.
I still don't understand this interim.
Or we're saying that that Alex potentially stays at 205 and he
Yeah.
doesn't go up to heavyweight.
But why are they doing an interim then?
Who the fuck knows? Why are they doing an interim for Patty versus Justin?
Because
Who's to
Ilia's
check?
going to be out forever.
Yeah, so Alex says I'm in love and I'm going to go travel the world and I'll see you guys in August.
Come on.
I'm
Oh,
telling you.
I'm going to France. with
Yes.
TC.
He'd just
I'll
say
be
shaman.
back.
He'd just be like,
Yeah, who
I
the hell
don't.
knows?
I don't get where the interim
marry
part is.
Who
coming
knows?
from.
None of it makes sense. None of it
Yeah.
makes sense.
oh, we're getting into semantics here, guys. Come on.
All right, PT.
Khamzat Chimaev's the
Male fighter. Male fighter.
I'm with GC. Hamza
Wow.
Chimaev.
Okay.
I thought I was going to be on an island here.
All right.
No, well, you know what it is? It's the US thing is very important for me. I think it held him back for a large portion of his career, and we're going to find out if that's the case. Either he doesn't want to fight, or he's been using this as an excuse. Let's find out which one it is.
Yep. All right. Is it 3 for 3? Rick?
No.
No. Wow.
Wow.
Surprising.
I'm interested.
I know. I'm shocked that everybody's so
Yeah.
on the Hamza train, and I'm the one hopping off. I just don't think he'll have the level of activity. Unfortunately, I predict Alex Pereira. I think if
Pereira.
Alex Pereira can line up 2 wins, especially one of them being like a John Jones, it would be monumental compared to what everybody else has lined up. Like I don't think there's many big fights out there to be had, if I'm being honest. Like I just think it's going to be a down year in terms of big opportunities, and John Jones to me feels like the biggest one. If Alex can get that fight and win it, and then God forbid if he gets a winner of Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall and takes them out, like we're talking next level. He's my GOAT, write it in stone. So yeah, I'm predicting a big year for Alex.
If there's one thing I learned about the Fighter of the Year award, it's that activity rules the day.
For sure.
And ultimately, I think when I'm trying to predict who's going to be the Fighter of the Year, I think of who is going to be the most active, and I think Joshua Van is going to be the most active, and so I say Joshua Van will be the 2026 Male Fighter of the Year. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Why?
So you think he has a high level of activity and retains the belt?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you got to go on a limb. The problem is,
That's true.
I just don't know if the other guys are going to fight more than once. You know, they tend to fight once or twice. I'm trying to. That's honestly why I picked Merab last year. He was starting off the year. I know Van just fought, but you know he's ready to go. we knew he was going to start the year off, and we knew he wanted to be active, and he ended up getting 4 fights in. Last one he lost, but still won the award in my opinion. I think Van will get 2 to 3. He has said it himself. He wants to be active. And, it's always tough with that because then you start getting into like the granular details and say like, well, so you think he's going to win? I don't know. Ultimately, I think he remains the most active, and I think he gets the most title defenses in, and I think he wins that award. Joshua Van.
I like the risk. I like the going out on a limb on it.
Yeah, why not? So there you have it. Male, female fighter of the year. Our picks. We shall move along now and go to a bit of a fun game here. Let's talk about who we think, as we're talking about title defenses, who do we think, guys, is going to... Actually, how many new champions do we think there will be in the UFC? I remind you that, as I said on Monday's show, there were 11 title changes this past year. That includes 3 vacant titles won by Mackenzie Dern, Ilia Topuria, and Alex Volkanovski. The combined record of champions in 2025, 9-8, 1 no contest. 1 no contest. Also, currently no male undisputed UFC champion has an active title defense on their resume. We'll talk about what we said last year regarding the new champions. Eric said that there would be 4 new champions. Connor said there would be 7 new champions. Petesy said there would be 6. Ariel said there would be 5. In the end, I say title changes, but I don't know even if I have do we even have it listed?
Well, we could just look at it and figure
Who's
it
to
out,
check?
right?
We
How many
probably should
new
have done this
champs were there?
before. Joshua Van 1.
Yep.
Petr Yan 2.
Yep.
Microphone got to be on.
Yep.
Yeah, too.
So are we counting vacant title fights?
Yes.
Like, is Volkanovski
It's
a
new
3?
champion. Yes.
Okay, Volkanovski 3.
Yep.
Ilia Topuria 4.
Yep.
Islam Makhachev
5.
5. Jack Della 6.
Yep.
See, that's the thing that tricks me. When I'm doing this in my head, I just think of what division will have a new champion
Right.
by the end of the year.
Khamzat 7.
Yep. Everywhere.
Wait, Jack Della 6.
Yeah, he beat Bilal. So
No. At the end of the year, so he doesn't count. Islam is the one that counts for that. So that's 5.
Oh,
That's
I
what
guess
I'm
we're talking about title changes?
Yeah,
All
we're
right,
only
fine.
talking about new champions.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Hamza.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I do. Yeah.
Hamzat is 6. Yep.
Khamzat is 6. Pereira doesn't count, even though there was a change. He ended up being...
He got it back.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
Okay. Aspinall, he went from interim to
Yes.
heavyweight.
New.
Counts?
Yes.
7.
John was the champion last year. Yep.
7. Mackenzie Dern.
8.
8.
Valentina wasn't.
No.
She was the champ going in.
Kayla was.
Kayla
Yeah,
Harrison,
the
9.
9.
So put that graphic up again.
That's crazy. Fair play, G.
So none of us were
No.
yeah, wow.
Connor was by far the closest. but
Yeah, Connor 7.
Can I just say
Eric
one thing
4,
for
PT 6,
myself?
Ariel 5. Yep.
Give myself the old tap on the back here. I went back to my old one while I was doing the new one, and I know I'm not right. Okay, I know this isn't exactly right, but the detail here is just amazing for me.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I say to Jordan in the document, there will be 6 new champions. Marab, Bilal, Dricus Duplessis, Jones, Zhang, and Pena will lose their belts.
Wow.
You wrote that.
That's not
Say it again.
bad.
Say it again. You went too fast. Say it again.
6 new champions.
Yeah.
Marab, Bilal, DDP, Jones, Zhang, and Pena will lose their belts.
Wait. Marab,
Oh.
yes.
All of them.
All of them.
Yes.
Bilal,
Yeah,
DDP,
Wow,
Jones,
wow,
Zhang,
wow,
and Pena.
wow.
Pretty good, Pete.
Wow.
Bad. Not bad. Yeah.
Okay, I like this.
So
Impressive.
yeah, very good.
Okay, so as far as this year is concerned, and again, we're not talking about title changes. We're talking about how many divisions will have a new champion this time next
I
year.
love that, yeah.
Obviously, we know that the current champions are as follows: Joshua Van flyweight, Petr Yan bantamweight, Alex Volkanovski featherweight, Ilia Topuria lightweight, Islam Makhachev welterweight, Khamzat Chimaev middleweight, Alex Pereira light heavyweight, Tom Aspinall heavyweight, Mackenzie Dern strawweight, Valentina Shevchenko flyweight, and Kayla Harrison women's bantamweight. We know there's an interim title fight coming up. We know there's a women's bantamweight title fight coming up. We know there's a men's featherweight title fight coming up. And we are not talking about BMFs, right? We're not.
No,
doing
we're
BMFs.
not talking.
Of
Okay.
course not.
GC, you go first.
I'm actually going to stick with my number from last year. I think we'll have less than 2025, but I'm going to stick with 7.
Okay. Pizza, you go next.
Well, I'm going to be very specific once again.
I like that.
Okay.
Do it.
I like
So
that.
everyone, there will be 5 new champions. Joshua Van will lose his belt.
Oh.
Mackenzie Dern will lose his belt. Her belt. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Piotr Jan will lose his belt. Alex Pereira will lose his belt. Ilia Topuria will lose his belt.
Wow.
That's the 5.
By the way,
Fucking hell.
are they all shout out? Are they all going to lose their belt in a fight, or are they going to have it taken away? Like, well, Alex Pereira, when you say he loses his belt, does he lose it in a fight, or is he stripped? Is he vacating? What is he doing?
The language was chosen very specifically.
Okay. All right. Listen,
I like that.
I'm just. Can I ask a follow up, or are we are we not allowed to?
No comment.
Petesy's
no
prickly today.
It's
No
allowed.
comment.
Prickly Pete's.
Is everything okay, Pizzy?
Could be better.
All right. All right. Rick.
I'm going to be even more specific than Petesy. I'm going to tell you who's going to be the champion, not just what they're
Wow,
going to lose.
this is
I'm going to
fun.
tell you who they're going to lose too.
Amazing. Well, how many total?
6.
Okay.
6 total for me. The new champions are going to be Magomed Ankalaev will be the light heavyweight champion by the end of the year.
Okay.
Armin Sarukian will be the lightweight champion.
Crazy thought, by the way, that they're going to give him another title shot. But
He's gonna beat Olberg or Yuri for the
Yep.
belt. Armin Sarukian is going to be the lightweight champion. Movsar Evloev is going to be the featherweight champion.
Wow.
Merab Dvalishvili is going to be the bantamweight champion again. Alexandre Pantoja is going to be the flyweight champion again.
Wow.
And Zhang Weili is going to be the strawweight champion again. The other champions retain.
So that's 7?
6.
6. You had 6. How many did
GC
Connor
had
have?
7. PT
6,
had
7.
5. 6, 7.
Great.
There it is. Well, okay. All right.
What about you?
Okay. So I'd like to. Can I make an alteration?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I don't want to have the same as you guys. I had 6. You had 6. He had 7. I'll go with 8.
Okay.
You're going up.
I'd like to go up.
So
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
I think one of us nails it. I think one of us gets it.
Yeah. It's no fun having the same. So I'll
Yeah,
go with
no,
8.
thank
If
you.
9 are again, that would be insane. That would be absolutely insane. I think this was a very specific year in terms of the Ilia, Islam both moving
Yep,
up and
yep.
changing. That altered things quite a bit.
Yep.
Then at the end of the year, you get the random Pantoja injury. Not that Josh
No, I
Van
know.
couldn't have won that fight too, but it was such an odd year. It was such an odd year. Oh, and Zhang going up. Like the whole thing was very odd last year.
I wonder what's the most amount for a calendar year.
That's got to be, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did we know?
And I think if you're talking about like Ann News, wasn't it like 12?
I think it was 11.
11?
Yeah, because
Because our list, you would have added in Magomed and Jack and Alex. But Alex is already counted as one. So yeah,
Right.
just Magomed and Jack.
So let's see. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to play a fun game with you guys now.
Okay.
It's a bit of a curveball. This is a good old-fashioned game of true or false.
I love it. Love
Just
it.
like the old days. Just like the old days. All right. Is someone going to write these down? What should we do? Should I write them down?
You can,
Frank,
Who,
come on,
me?
write them down, mate.
you
Frank,
can go
get
back
going.
to them when you rewatch in 2027.
Yeah, but then I have to write them down. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Frank, do
I
it.
can't read, nor can I write, Pizzy. Come on.
Frank, you getting louder?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. I'm going to say a statement, like an absolute statement.
Yep.
And then we'll just go quickly around the horn, but it'll be the same order every time.
One
Okay.
word, true or false?
Pizzy, Rick, GC, every time.
Thank you. I
Pizzy,
feel
Rick,
very
GC,
seen.
because I don't want to hear it anymore from this guy. He's doing my head in, as they say. All right? Pizzy, Rick, and GC. All right?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou will fight for the PFL this year.
False.
True.
False.
Wow.
Are you going?
No, I'm the moderator here.
Oh.
I'm the moderator here.
Love to have
So
that
kind of
answer.
pissed. He is
Love
so
to
kind
have
of
that
pissed up
answer.
there.
By the
Look at
way,
this guy.
do you want me to be involved?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was implied you were.
You go at the end, right? After GC, you go.
Okay. False.
Okay.
The problem is everyone thinks that I have intel when and I don't
Oh,
necessarily.
yeah, you don't have
possibly
any of
think
that.
that? Why would they
You don't
think
have any of that.
Okay, so,
Looking
all right.
forward to the bold prediction section
Conor
and see
Mc-
what he picked last year.
Conor McGregor's next fight will be at the White House.
True.
False. True.
True. Really false.
I don't believe Connor's coming back.
You don't believe he's ever fighting?
Oh, now you fucking say it. Last
There's
fucking
too much
5
time
years.
between now and then. Yeah, I don't buy it.
Wow. Conor McGregor will fight twice this year.
False.
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 Yeah, false. Because the reason I picked twice was there's 2 fights left on his deal. So does he get one in June and then get one in December? And then he becomes a free agent? Could you imagine we're starting next year with him as a free agent?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
True.
Oh, no.
False.
Frank. Tom Aspinall will return before July.
True.
Oh, man. True.
False.
True. Ilia Topuria will fight twice or more.
False.
False.
True.
True.
I hope so.
And twice counts.
Yeah.
Twice or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
You got-
1.5.
I'm going to do an extra one.
Oh, that was
Ilia
all?
Topuria won't fight this year.
I'm closer on that one.
We're doing a
False.
true or false. This is an official one. There's no I'm closer. It's either true or
False.
False.
false. Frank, we get any like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music? I feel like there's a lot of tension in the room right now.
Atmospheric. Come on.
You don't have that at the ready? All
Just
right.
a sustained
Can we all get along?
Who said that, by the way? Is this like
Rodney King.
Yeah, Rodney King. We're doing like news drops now. I thought they were all fight
Rodney
related.
King? Is he the guy that the police kicked the shit
LA
out?
riots. Yeah.
Yeah, play that again.
Fucking hell.
Let me hear.
It's a bit dark.
Can we all get along?
That feels weird.
Frank, that is
doesn't it?
fucking mental.
Yeah.
Is that
It-
him at like an emotional press conference?
Oh, it's a massive emotion. He was beat up
Hey, remove him
on
from
camera
the
by the
woke group.
LAPD
Now.
and at a press conference, and it led to the LA riots.
This
I'm
feels like a
offended by
weird
that,
one.
actually.
This
We're a
is-
historical
I'm offended
show.
by it. Get him out of the group.
Dark.
Andy, get him out.
I
Dark.
don't know
Get him
about
out.
this one, Frank.
Yeah, Frank. Also, you kind of like went off on your own on this one. We usually talk
Actually,
about
you
it.
played it earlier in the show, and I was
I
like,
know.
"What the fuck was that?"
I know, Frank. Did you
Should
just
we
like?
apologize to everyone? Should
You
we
guys were being
apologize to
really
everyone?
angry with each other. I thought it might be nice to hear old Rodney.
What's next?
Can
Zig
we
Heil.
all get along?
Rodney King.
What are we doing, Frank? What are we doing here?
Fucking crazy, Frank.
Like,
What the fuck?
This is like a massive moment in American history. In
I
civil
didn't
rights
know
history.
that what that was for everyone watching at home.
Yeah.
Can only apologize on
Next-
behalf of the Ariel Helwani show.
Yeah.
All of us are absolutely disgusted.
Frank, you trying to
by
get us
what-
canceled here, Frank?
I'm surprised when we were doing fights we must see, didn't hit the "I Have a Dream" drop.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to use that one.
Oh. Jeez. You guys gonna start dropping Malcolm X on us too? Like, what is going on?
My
here, Frank?
favorite part of all
Actually, though,
this.
what is this?
No,
Yeah.
this is the best.
Why were you like, I gotta get this Rodney King drop for the show? What the
I
fuck
just
is this?
explained it.
My favorite part of all this is there's so many times that there's a plead with Frank to be like, Frank, we love you. We want you more involved. Take some initiative. Like,
Exactly.
do something.
Yeah.
And he
Federal
does it, and everybody's like, what the
fucking-
fuck?
By the way, he's like,
Prison.
I did this one so everybody would get along and stuff. He has the peace and love drop just at the ready. And he's like, nah, I need Rodney King fighting through
Crying,
tears
yeah.
at his press
It's an
conference.
important part of American history.
Wow. When did you decide to do this? You were on Reddit one day and
When
it
you
popped
guys
up?
were really bitching
Arguing?
at each other
HR
Well, you-
needs to have a chat.
Wait a second.
HR need a chat here.
Frank, you did this mid-show?
Fucking prison.
Wow. Alex Pantoja
Yeah.
will end the year UFC flyweight champion.
True.
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 See, now this is a
Yeah,
doozy
now
for
you're
me.
fucked.
Yeah, contradiction.
You're
You're in a
done.
contradiction
You're done.
spot here. Yeah.
You know what this is called? This is called hedging your bet. True.
That's fair. You could do that.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Weird how Josh Mann's going to win better than you. But
Listen,
Fence sitter.
no, Marab lost. And
yeah, it's going to be the same.
Very close.
Alex Pereira will fight for the heavyweight title.
The undisputed heavyweight title.
Will fight for the heavyweight title.
True.
I'm going to say false, but I wanted to say true.
False.
False. Ilia Topuria will fight before July.
False.
False.
Wow.
Hey, can I go? Can I
Yeah,
go
what
first?
is it?
There's an order here. All right.
False.
True.
It's like you kind of look at the schedule. Like, is he going to fight in Miami in April, and then there's the May? I'll say false. Marab versus Jan 3 will happen this year.
True.
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 True. Jan's next fight will be against Marab.
False.
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 True. PFL will re-sign with ESPN.
False.
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 False. Arman Sarukian will fight for the lightweight title this year.
True.
True.
True. Late.
True.
Interim. Sorry.
Another BMF title in another division will be introduced.
Oh, fuck.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, fuck.
Just give it to
True.
me. Who's that true?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
What the fuck?
They're gonna find something to headline after
False. I hope.
they're gonna have 6
False.
title fights on the White House, and they're gonna be like, July, we got your women's strawweight BMF title on the line.
Christ.
Angela Hill versus Amanda Lemos.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
So
woman-
you're saying true, PT, you're saying what?
false.
And why
False.
is Rick-
False. False. False.
who's saying false?
Both of us.
Okay, and I'll say false too, just because I don't want it. The GFL will hold an event this year.
False.
False?
Frank, hit the music. False.
Can we buy the
guy.
music?
Did Frank just say what music?
This guy.
Wow.
He was doing another Rodney King drop, so
Yeah.
he couldn't get to it.
He's looking up the OJ. If it does not fit, you must have
Must have
quit.
quit.
Drop. I'm gonna go with false.
False? False.
Can we buy the music, Ariel?
I think
Do
we
we
bought
not
it
own it already?
I think we bought it.
Yeah, I think we own it.
Yes.
Pete, you do the hand. Do the hand. Do the hand.
It is amazing.
It's fucking incredible. The wrist flexibility.
What are you even doing?
Oh, and also he can put his leg over his head. Pete's
Not anymore.
Mr.
That was
Bendy.
75 kilos days.
Okay.
Up around 90 now. No way.
What's that in pounds?
200.
Oof. By the way, I've
go.
never heard this part. I didn't know there was
You didn't
actual
know?
bars
Yeah,
like
bro,
that.
you haven't listened to the whole thing.
No,
Are you kidding
no,
me?
no.
This is
All right,
it.
all right.
Don't
Cut
like
the
this
music.
part,
Cut the
actually.
music.
Hate it.
Islam Makhachev will fight more than once this year.
True.
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 False. Rico Verhoeven will fight in the UFC this year.
False.
True.
True.
True. Dricus du Plessis will fight for the middleweight title this year.
False.
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 False. Ronda Rousey will compete in a pro MMA fight this year.
False.
True.
False.
True.
Yeah, baby.
Ronda
Look at the
Rousey
combat sports.
versus Gina Carano will happen this year.
In boxing, true.
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 Wait. Oh, so it's in boxing. Okay.
But I don't think in boxing. Why would it be in boxing?
Well, GC said no, she won't fight in MMA, and then said
Oh,
yes,
you're hedging?
she will fight Gina
Yeah.
Carano. So he's
I'm sitting on the fence, baby.
And then one for fun, and I know it's not technically, but we cover. Jake Paul will fight this year.
true.
False.
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 I say true, but like fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Possibility, yeah.
Makes sense.
All right, that was fun, guys.
I like
da,
that.
da, 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 da,
Now, which
da.
of those did you already know?
Honestly, not a lot. I mean, how am I going to know what Islam's doing? Or a lot of
These
these
ones with the time frame.
Not a lot implies
It's the
you
bold
did know
prediction
some.
one. It's the bold prediction one you gotta watch out for.
yeah,
I literally
know
I get out the notepad when Ariel starts doing the bold prediction
You
one.
know yourself. All right, so there you go.
Without further ado.
Fun little game of TRF. Back in the day, we used to play Truth or Dare. That was always a fun one, right, Frank? We used to play Truth or Dare.
So much fun.
7 Minutes in Heaven. Ever play that one?
Oh,
Spin the
yeah.
bottle, what?
Spin the bottle. I just watched a movie recently where they had to go where like it was like a movie about high school kids and they did the 7 Minutes in Heaven. It was so awkward to watch and I was watching with my kids. What movie
13
was
going on
Wasn't
30?
your favorite show Wonder
Jennifer
Years?
Gardner?
Wonder Years?
And they
is
did it
just-
in there, yeah.
Can I tell you something? Shout out.
So do we like 90s callbacks or no?
We love them. We love them, Frank.
I did not have.
That's better than Rodney, what I tell
The
you.
way you set that up is actually brilliant. You are so good. You
So much bullshit.
you don't get told this enough. You are so good, Frank. I'm not just saying so good at your job. You're just so good, period.
Do you know what I can't stop thinking
Wait,
about
run
in
that
my
one more
head?
time.
I did not have.
Let the record show.
Can I just say something? Wonder Years, my favorite show of all time.
Yeah, good transition.
No, because that's how he set it up. And I did a thing for Syracuse recently where they asked me what's my favorite show of all time, Wonder Years. You know who else's favorite show of all time was Wonder Years?
Adam
No.
Sandler.
No. This is more of a serious note.
Okay, sorry.
Our good friend Abby. And every time I would mention Wonder Years, and even in that video, he would write to me, so it made me think of him. Hopefully he's watching. It made me think of Abby because he loved the Wonder Years too. And anytime I would mention it on the show or in that video that came out in like early December, so Wonder Years made me think of Abby. And it is a great show, by the way. I feel like you guys haven't seen the Wonder Years.
I have seen it, but it was not part of my like I've seen it must have been on Nick at Night or like old school, but it wasn't
Yeah, it's
part
Max,
of my regular.
I thought Abby liked cool stuff. Like, it's crazy.
No.
Fucked up.
No. Frank, you must have seen the Wonder Years.
Yes, I watched the one.
GC was in his father's.
Not legit. I've never even
seen it. Like
nothing.
Did you?
I'm learning about this for the first.
Serious? Fred Savage?
Marilyn
Older brother
Manson.
of Ben Savage? Marilyn Manson
Hey,
is
listen,
not
GC,
true.
between me and you.
But you remember that was
wasn't
the
much,
rumor,
mate.
right?
No, I literally was in my father's nutsack. It looks like it ended in 1993, the year I was born. So
Oh, yeah. You were actually.
Brooks.
it finally applies. Actually, like I want to find out what the last air date was of the very last episode.
We haven't talked enough about Ariel at the top of the show doing like where everybody was, and after Father's Nutsack, he ran out of things to say, so he just started freestyling. Like he only had Father's Nutsack loaded up, and after he'd ran that one, now
the third
Frank's
grade.
somehow younger than me. Like the whole thing just went off the rails.
Oh, literally, this is actually perfect. The series finale aired May 12th, 1993. I was born July 16th.
Wow. It's the first time that
Literally
I can
applies.
First time it actually applies.
Wow. Can I tell you something? And I pray to God they don't hear this. My kids still kind of think, at least the youngest ones, but for the whole time, they think that kids come from vitamins. So
Sorry, what?
So like our story
Kids
was
come from vitamins?
Our story was like the girl takes a vitamin and that's how the kid comes.
I mean, there'll be no Irish children born ever.
This is so my son, when he was a kid, he'd be like, you took a vitamin and Walter came. You know what I mean? So we were talking recently like,
Who takes the vitamin?
Take a
the
vitamin.
mom takes the
does.
vitamin. Yeah.
Takes a dump and there's the kid.
And then the
No, I'm
belly
going to call it
grows.
the vitamin.
That's
from
what we
now on.
say.
Give it a vitamin.
So we were talking actually a couple
Bit of
days
blue
ago.
there, Pete.
Pizzi's giving out all kinds of vitamins.
Should mama take another vitamin? Because like my daughter was saying, oh, I wish I had a sister. I wish there was another, like, it might be a little
When
bit
you
too
say
late
they
for the
still
vitamin.
believe this,
We're thinking about number 4.
They don't still believe this, Ariel. I'm sorry, mate.
When
They
you
don't.
say
the youngest. The
Okay.
9-year-old, maybe. So anyway, I was
The
thinking.
old vitamin D, huh?
But Jesus,
Technically,
That's-
it would be the
That's
vitamin.
fucking illegal.
That's not. That's why do you have to?
That's great, Rick.
I don't even know.
I did not have.
Yeah, I don't
Thinking
even know.
about
how-
Quattro though, eh?
So the story is, if we didn't get the dog during the pandemic, I think for sure we would have had.
Somebody
4.
would have had a vitamin.
Okay.
Yeah. But the dog ended up becoming such a big, and I love the dog. I told you yesterday.
Now, where do dogs come from? Is there vitamins?
Storks.
Heaven. No, they go to heaven. I don't know where dogs come from.
You know
I
where-
guess the mama dog has a vitamin. Yeah.
Can I give you the Irish version of this? Some way
Sure.
Matt told me, like, it was like, what's going on here when I was about 4 or whatever. And she was like, you just have to pray really hard and then, you get a baby. So I used to be in the church looking at my dad and my ma praying, going, I hope they're not fucking getting another one of these.
Yeah.
I hope they aren't fucking praying for what I think they're praying for because I'm the baby and I want to keep it that way. I'd ask them as well. I'd be like,
You didn't want a brother or sister?
hell no.
No?
Rule
You were an
that.
only child, Pizzi?
No.
No, older brother, but I
okay.
wanted to be the youngest, you know what I'm saying? Took enough beatings. Didn't want a younger
Is
one.
the equivalent of that like Jacqueline takes a multivitamin and they're looking over like,
Twins?
is that the one?
Oh no! I
that the
don't think
one?
they're monitoring her vitamin intake, but that's just the story. Wait, you guys don't have a story?
Nah,
Your
my
kid-
parents told me it was fucking.
No. Like now, as parents, your par-
Federal fucking prison.
Your kids don't ask you where do babies come from? What do
Yeah,
you
we
say?
tell them.
Yeah, right. I don't believe that for a
vitamin thing is a
second.
little-
Conversation with little Rick. So where do babies come from? Fucking Rick.
I don't believe that for a
Listen up,
second.
Rick. If the socks on the door don't come a knocking.
Are these prenatal vitamins?
I want to say a story, but I feel like we've gone too far, so I'm not going to say. Okay, I'll just say
Was
this.
it the Rodney King
No,
job? When
I'll
did
just
we
say this.
cross
We were
the line?
safer
It's
on
too
Rodney
far.
My
King.
son,
We were
so my
safe.
son is he's 13 now. So I don't know what's going on. But he said in
I
the
know.
car, he goes, I remember one night.
Oh,
no.
He said in the car, I remember one night I saw, he calls us Mama and Dada. I saw them dancing.
Some vitamins, eh?
Standing up.
And then Claire popped out shortly thereafter. And I was like, wait, what? What did you just say? I've never heard him tell this story. And he said it so nonchalantly in the back of the car. He's like, I remember one night I saw them dancing. I was like, what are you talking
Did your
about?
blood run cold on the wheel?
I was
Nah, he G-rated that for you.
100%. But I was like,
for you.
what kind of memory is he talking about here? Is this a real thing? Like, were we actually?
He followed it up with, and then Claire came?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But in
I
his
was always
mind,
dancing,
is it
man.
actually
That's
like
the
he
thing.
saw us dancing,
No,
or is he?
no.
I don't know.
I think we know what he
Therapy.
means.
I saw Mama and Dad and knocking
Therapy now.
Let's go to our story. Bold prediction, my guys. Bold prediction.
I don't think we could. I'm still recovering. If I'm being honest.
prediction.
there's a lot
Helwani
that
gets
happened
number
there.
4 in
The vitamins,
2026.
the whole thing.
What age did he tell you the dancing part?
Age. He said it during our holiday break
yeah.
a week ago.
He knows what he's saying.
He knows what he's saying for
He's
sure.
bar mitzvahed.
Oh, yeah.
He was watching your
man.
face.
He literally
How was
just
he
said it, and I was like, "What just happened? What
About the sex.
What is that, Frank?
That one's a real one.
What is that?
Bilal.
Bilal
Oh,
Muhammad.
Bilal-
Epstein files
Oh,
without
without
the
the
sex.
sex.
Frank,
About the sex.
Frank,
Jesus.
do you have like a whole like treasure trove?
This
of
one
these?
was for tomorrow,
this,
but
this
it's
one
so
was,
apropos.
This one
for
is
today.
a boys in the back. one.
Okay, wow. He gave us a little sneak
It was
peek.
too perfect. It was too
That is amazing. Okay, bold prediction, guys.
Okay.
Pizzi, you go first.
Well, it's a
ready?
bold
What are you
prediction,
doing?
right? We
Yeah.
just, I can already imagine people going, "Ugh." The White House event doesn't happen.
Whoa.
Holy shit. It is. Oh, you just. That actually is a bold prediction. I thought you were going to set up like the White House event is going down.
Ah, fucking, you want a bold prediction? I'm your guy.
That-
You know what I mean?
really?
It doesn't
You
happen.
Holy shit.
Do you really believe this, or are you just trying to go out on a limb?
It's a bold prediction. Do you really believe this?
Well, no,
it's
I believe
something
all
that
my
has
bold
a very,
predictions.
has a slim
Oh.
possibility of happening.
Wow.
And I think, look, okay, what was the most anticipated thing for MMA fans going into
John versus
2025?
Tom.
What happened?
Didn't happen.
You're 100%. Listen.
What was 2024?
John
Conor
versus
McGregor
Tom.
returning.
Same fucking thing. Tom v. John.
Tom-
Didn't
Tom
happen.
versus-
2023.
Tom versus John as well.
Connor versus.
It was Ngannou v. Jones. Didn't happen.
Wow.
There's a
things
common
we most-
denominator here.
The things we most want do not
Liar.
happen. Crow Park didn't happen. Cowboy Stadium didn't happen.
Wow.
Oh, and guess what?
This is very
The leader
depressing.
of the free world lives in that fucking house, boys. Okay? So if there's any state of emergency, if there's any global issue,
Jeez.
you can't be just going, oh, yeah, what are you doing? Oh, we have a UFC event. We're going to do the press conference tomorrow. Okay? After Connor and Chandler fight, I will answer questions about us invading Greenland and them fighting back potentially. There's a massive things that can happen here.
You're right. You're honestly right. You're
Ain't
right.
that what journalism is?
I gotta
Yeah.
say that was a
Thank
very
you, it is,
compelling
Jamal.
case.
That was a great case.
That was a
Also,
very compelling case.
good shout with the invading Greenland. You really
Yeah.
are on the woke front bench.
Yeah. No.
Thank you.
He's not happy about
It's a
it.
disgrace.
By the way, it's actually a great show. We are kind of taking it for granted. I actually thought GC might say this, to be honest, because you were
This
one of the
was
ones-
my exact take in September.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
woke.
Pizzi.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah, Pizzi took it.
Do you have any others?
No.
I think that was pretty bold. I'll take that.
I feel like the name of the category is one bold prediction.
Yeah. I mean, for all
Thank
of
you,
ours,
GC.
we've had multiple, but fine. If you would have said,
I cannot
if
wait
you
for
would-
Ariel's.
By the way, if you would have followed up your no with a laugh, it would have sounded very, very, very familiar. That one. Rick, why don't you go
that?
next?
Is that Rodney King?
Rick, go.
This one I also caveating like Pizzi. It's possible. It's not my likeliest outcome, but I believe this to be true and could happen. Gable Steveson, UFC champion by the end of 2026.
Wow. Love it.
Wow. Holy smokes.
You win one on the White House. They look around the desolate heavyweight division, and you throw him in there with the champ, and he gets it done. Gable Steveson, UFC champion, by the end of 20.
I thought your bold prediction was going to be Gable Stevenson fights in the UFC or Dave.
No, that's for
fait
sure
accompli.
happening.
Yeah. Wow.
Champion.
How does it even happen? Like, can you give
Hey,
us
did we
a
go through what our bold predictions were for last year?
Oh, yeah.
good point.
Did I not do that? Jeez, I was so excited.
Should we? Let's do that at the end.
Yeah,
so we get
I don't wanna
through
go this.
Yeah, that's
But yes, it happens with White House win over God knows who, and then they just go, "We've got a 25-year-old stud. We've got nothing going on in this division. It's desolate. Throw him in there. Let's just do this and start the train. Make him champion now, and let's just get this going." Because, man, you hear Joe Rogan talking about him. You hear Dana White talking about how interested they are in him. You could do a lot worse than going, let's make this 25-year-old stud our future.
Brock-esque.
It's Brock. It's Brock 2.0.
Any honorable mentions?
Nah, that was it.
All right.
I just went on with that one.
GC.
Yeah, mine doesn't appear so bold next to these two right now. Mine is that Conor McGregor does fight in 2026, and it will be at the White House.
This is not bold. I mean, there's nothing bold about this. No,
He
I'm
hasn't
kidding.
fought in 4 years.
I'm kidding.
Even I think that will happen.
Pete, you just said the White House isn't happening.
I see it. I see it.
My one last year was right, so I'm okay with this one being bland.
Well, what was your one last year?
No, we'll get to it.
Okay, I mean,
He's teasing.
Sorry, it's your turn, isn't it, Ariel? Go ahead.
let me reset real quickly here. Connor's last year, you actually said multiple double champ attempts.
Whoa.
So please expand on that. What did you mean by that? That's what I'm reading here. You said that there will be multiple double champs, meaning Ilia and Islam.
Yeah, and also Zhang.
Zhang,
attempted it
you're
as
right.
well.
Okay, yeah, nailed it. Petesie's was John Jones will be stripped of the heavyweight title.
Pretty much happened,
nailed
if you
it.
ask me.
Yeah. Was he stripped or did he vacate?
We actually had the conversation at the time with this boldness, and I'll tell you why it was bold, because all of you motherfuckers were like full of hope that Tom Aspinall and him would happen. So that was why it was bold. I was the one saying,
When you say all,
wasn't the question.
I just want to be clear. You don't mean me, obviously. Because I
mean you.
Did not think.
Mr. New York Rick said there would be rumblings of a Francis Ngannou return to the UFC, and quite frankly, I think that's
not bad.
That's fair.
I get a little bit of credit for that one.
That's fair.
A little bit of credit, yeah. That's not bad.
Is that a bold prediction?
Are you fucking crazy?
Yes.
This bold, not bold. Just
it's a prediction, and it's something
Francis,
that
the guy
happened.
that Dana White shits on every other day.
No, and it became a thing towards the end. You know what's the shocker here? The one journo in the actual quartet got it wrong.
What'd you do? What'd you say?
I wanted to see Petey's face when I said that, but we didn't. Yeah,
I've only got the Masters and
yeah.
journalism. as well. Go ahead.
I wanted to see Petey's face when I said
Masters.
I said the UFC would split up its broadcast deal, and they did not. So, them's the
Tell us
breaks.
what this year is.
Better look next year. What's this year?
By the way, masters in journalism from what school?
One that you don't know, because you'll have to go, Syracuse.
Go ahead. Just tell us. Just no need for a preamble.
Independent colleges, Dublin. They have a system through which you intern with the biggest paper in Ireland.
Wait a second. You have to get. What is the name of the school?
Independent Colleges Dublin is the name of the school.
Oh, the actual. Oh, I thought you were talking about like a string of colleges or like a group of colleges that are independent in Dublin. The name of the school is Independent Colleges in Dublin.
Pete nailed the prediction on how you would react.
Is it? No, I'm just curious. Is that a real thing or is it like an online thing?
Wow.
Yeah, it's an online thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Come on.
Oh, okay. All right. So.
Are you devaluing online
No, I
schooling?
just didn't
Oh,
know.
that's- where did you go, Ariel? Tell us again there.
Yeah.
University of Phoenix.
Oh.
Okay. Bold prediction. Here we go. Number one. I have multiple.
Oh shit. Okay.
Kayla Harrison will retire at the White House. She'll beat Amanda Nunes, she'll beat whomever she fights, and then she'll retire. Number two, PFL will not re-sign with ESPN.
Okay.
Number three, and please hold your applause, Tom Aspinall and John Jones will not fight.
Are these bold?
Where's the bold
That's
one?
bold. That's bold. That's bold.
There's no bold.
That's bold.
There wasn't any bold.
And
No,
here's
the
there's
Kayla
no
retiring is decent. The last two are not bold in any way.
and I got another bold one for you. Conor McGregor will fight at the White House.
I love it. That's a bold. That's a bold one.
I feel like, again,
I like the
letdown,
Kayla.
to be
I like
honest
the
with
Kayla.
you.
No problem, mate.
we
Yeah.
just need to return to the beginning of the show, where, as I said, there's only one of us who actually follows instructions.
What are you talking about?
Now I'm going to add PT.
These
to
are
the
my
fold.
honorables.
PT's
My
PT's
bold was
in.
the Kayla, and then I gave you some others.
PT's back in. PT's back in for following
You guys are
instructions.
crazy.
Everybody else does not know how to follow instructions.
By the
That's
way-
okay.
by
I
the-
will be the
Fuck
guiding
outta here
light.
with this. It's
I will be the
obvious
one.
Conor McGregor is going to fight in
Yeah.
2026. The guy hasn't fought in 4.5 years.
He
Something
literally has
always-
to fight.
Something
He has to
always
fight.
comes up. Yeah, he has to fight. He's had to fight the last 4.5 years.
No, he has
see
to
if he
fight
really
now
fights.
more than ever.
We'll see if he really fights. You know
Now
what,
you're doubting your own-
my bold prediction: Conor McGregor doesn't fight in 2026. There you go. How's that? How's that?
Which one's, by the way,
great.
which one's more bold in your opinion?
What's crazy?
The fight.
Both bold.
The fight is more
them.
bold because he hasn't fought in 4 years. No.
I'm walking
Wait a second.
around.
Wait a second. Wait a second. No.
4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
I'm walking around New York City and I'm seeing ads for Paramount Plus, and it's Conor McGregor on the cover.
It is
And I'm just
amazing
like,
that they chose
this guy
him.
hasn't
Yeah.
fought
I mean, it
in
makes sense.
almost a half decade at this point.
And by the way, that is somewhat of a telltale sign, or maybe not. Would they use him as part of the ad campaign if they didn't know of something to come, or are they just using the biggest name?
1000%.
Yeah,
Bro, we
I
have
guess.
gotten to the point where we had a poster, a date, a venue, everything for UFC.
No, that was going to
303
happen.
2024.
That one I believe was going to happen.
Then it just, and
Yeah.
then it didn't.
This one's not announced just yet.
By the way, that's the only reason I said false when we talked about it. Is it's not because I don't think the intention is for Conor McGregor to fight. It is too far away. It is just too far away. Too much can happen. Like
At this point, it's not that far away. It's June.
that's pretty far.
We're 5 months away.
Pete, you
that's
all
a
right,
lot
man?
of time.
Yeah, I think. Listen, like he needs to fight now. More than
You say
anything.
need. What do you mean by that?
Because it's a catalyst for all of his other businesses. He also has negative headline after negative headline after negative headline. If he fights now, the PR he gets on Fight Week and the brand awareness he gets for all of his enterprises is absolutely huge. It's the biggest week for all of his businesses when he fights, if he can get to that moment. And I think that's why it's so important now. Like you look at the reports from November this year, he's lost 10 million on his stout. He's been pulled from shelves all over the UK and Ireland. He needs this more than ever. I honestly believe that. He needs it more than he did last September when he pulled out before that press conference. Like there is no broken toe going to keep him
Which
from
last
fighting this
September?
time.
What are you talking about? You mean
the press conference. Yeah.
You know that was almost 2 years ago now.
That's crazy. But
And it was June.
it's a completely different world he's in now. He needs this more than anything in the world. So I think he definitely will.
Someone in the chat said these are italics takes, not bold takes.
I mean, I think Kayla retiring.
Gable Stevenson.
No, by the way, I think you guys were bold. I think we were all bold. By the way, what are the chat people saying? What's chat? What are you saying?
Who the fuck is we?
The one that said the italics.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying McGregor never ever going to fight again.
But that
That's a
is why
possibility.
I think your take does kind of hold up as bold, is because that sentiment is everywhere. Like that sentiment is everywhere that people do not believe he will ever come back. So I accept that as a.
I think he fights and it doesn't go well.
That's a different.
Oh, that's a different type of
thing.
prediction. You think you think he fights Michael Chandler, it doesn't go well?
Doesn't go well.
I think he beats the brakes off Michael.
Do you guys think that if he fights on the White House card, this is all part of our look ahead, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys think if he fights on the White House card that he is the main event?
Oh yeah, you can't put
Has to
anybody
be.
over Connor.
Really?
No doubt.
Even if it's not a title fight?
Who
Won't be.
headlines over Connor?
How many? Okay, I'm setting the line at 3 title fights on the White House card. Over under.
There's your
Push.
There's your new weight class, BMF welterweight, McGregor Chandler.
Great show. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pushing and taking
Might be
3.
middleweight.
You're saying what, Rick?
I'm pushing and taking 3. I think 3.
I'm going 4.
I'm going over. That was the option.
Really?
Yeah.
How? They have no second half of the year if they
I
do
know.
this.
The cupboard will be completely empty.
How can you do a numbered
Especially
event
if you're doing
after
2
that?
big shows in June. You know what I mean? Especially.
Well,
If
if
they
they talking about that, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, they're going to do something in July. It's not like they're going to take 2 months
I
off.
don't
in
think
between.
you can do. Like I saw John Anik say that, and I'm just wondering how. It just doesn't seem possible.
Do you guys think any main cards will air on CBS?
This year?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 1 or 2.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think we get 1.
That might be another bold prediction. I don't think we get 1. I think
None.
you might get a sprinkle here, but I think the whole point of this deal is to lead us to Paramount Plus. I mean, I guess there were fight night events back in the day on ESPN and Fox, but this deal is completely different. There's no pay-per-view. Yeah.
I think
A
1.
main card, like the
1 or
main
2.
event is on CBS. It would be great, but I don't necessarily see it. I don't see it. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. Okay, so there it is, guys. 2026. Do you guys think 2025 was a good year for MMA?
No.
It wasn't like
No,
a
the events
block,
weren't great.
right?
I think there was a time I can remember I was talking to you guys about it and I was like, have I just stopped liking MMA or have the events been really bad this year?
Yeah.
I honestly thought that the event of the year was the easiest thing to pick this year because it was like a toss up between three of them, and I don't know. It just used to feel, and maybe this is like getting jaded or whatever. I do think there's a certain amount of that. It just feels so far removed from back in the old days when you were waiting weeks upon weeks for these events to happen, and you'd be frothing at them out waiting for them. It's just a lot, and I think it's just a completely different system they're operating with. I still think there was good cards, but I wouldn't be like, wow, what a year at the end of it. Certainly not.
Doesn't feel like there was a blockbuster of like a block.
No.
Yesterday when I was talking with Ade, like Eubank Ben 1. That was
Absolutely.
blockbuster, right? That felt like a WrestleMania. It didn't feel like, even Crawford Canelo was way bigger than anything the UFC actually did in terms of blockbuster. I know the gates were gigantic and all that stuff, but that it felt like everyone was watching.
The
like
two
events back in
biggest
the day.
fights that we were teased with were Tom versus John and Ilia versus Islam. And neither of them even got remotely off the ground. Like it wasn't happening. And so
then my question is 2026 bigger?
yes.
You think 2026 will feel
The White
bigger?
House card alone is
More of an
that thing.
incentive. More of an incentive.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping
You said
it's bigger.
that one thing, like a Eubank Ben, like a Jake Paul fight. Like the White House is going to be that. The White House is going
And
to
if
be that.
McGregor comes back, it's huge.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You guys think that we get a stadium show in America?
No.
No.
You think we get any stadium shows?
No.
No.
Damn.
I wish we did, but I don't.
Who would headline it?
I mean, again, Ilia in Spain,
When's Ilia fighting?
a UK guy. Can a UK guy get a stadium show?
If Patty versus
Patty,
Ilia.
If Patty won in January, later this month, you could definitely
Patty versus Ilia in a stadium in the middle of
Patty at Anfield would be insane.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
You can't?
It's just the UK. Like what? It's like Ireland. Like it's gonna rain all the time. Dana hates that shit. Like it would be great. I'd love to see it. It's his dream. But you can't
Can't
do
do it
an
in
open
June.
stadium.
Can't do June. Have the tarp over it.
Get a bit of fucking week.
What are you talking about? Eubank Ben was in November. Eubank Ben was in April.
I know, but they are used to doing events like that. They're used to covering the arena, like they're experts at it. And even if it does rain in those situations, they know how to deal with it. I think it's just such a massive undertaking for the UFC when they're moving so quickly all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like event. It's like, oh, we have to build something to cover the octagon and the runway to the cage.
The spear was a big thing. The White
I
House.
think it doesn't happen.
Do you think it will happen, Ariel?
Again, I'm trying to think. Like I think they want to do big shows and big events, but if history is any indication, no.
The reason I don't think the Spains and the South Africas and all these happen is because of what Pizzi said. They have to keep that momentum. They can't take a second to plan for these other things because they are moving too fast. They have to keep the train on the tracks. And if they keep the train on the tracks, they make a ton of money. We talked about how we don't think it was a particularly good year. Profits wise, it was a hell of a year for the UFC.
No.
So this is the game they play now. They don't care about the product, and they tell it to us every week by putting on these dog shit Apex cards, and nobody says anything about it, and they just keep the momentum going. And so it was a horrible year for MMA. I don't think there were many big fights at all. I thought most of the stars were on the sidelines, and they made the most money they're ever going to make until next year when they're going to make the most money they're ever going to make. So They don't have time to sit and plan and go, are we going to do a stadium show? They just got to keep that train going. And if the train stays on the tracks, they make the most money they've ever made.
All right, guys, let's talk about some news and notes as we perhaps round third here. Okay, Michael Morales. Let's talk about Michael Morales. Last night, tweet put into the group chat from Tapology. Let's go through this in chronological order, not reverse chronological. Let's go chronological order. Michael Morales, who is 19-0 at last check, and who is still 19-0, there is a tweet put out by Tapology stating, update on the Tapology record for welterweight phenom Michael Morales. While Morales had been listed up to this point as undefeated as a professional, we have added one additional professional win and one additional professional loss from the start of his career. And so I read this and I'm like, yeah, this is significant. Is it going to change the course of his career? No, but saying you're 19-0 and saying you're 19-1 are two very different things. There's a bit of a different feel there. And so it's like, holy crap, what's this fight? Right? What's this big fight? Let's go through the rest of the tweets. I'll follow you guys here. Yes?
Could I ask one thing before we move on to it? Is it worth the discussion of what Tapology is, or is that too
Go ahead.
dumb?
Tell them. No,
just,
tell them.
Just from the perspective that I think it's important to note that there isn't an official record book of these things, right? We're kind of relying on a lot of this stuff Tapology is a site that does a fantastic job of keeping track of all the MMA records, making sure that the wins, the losses, everything is recorded. It's such an extensive database. They do a great job. There's also SureDog, who is the longer legacy one that I used to always go to, and has an extensive history of doing this. And they have great people behind the scenes at both places who pore over footage and get organizations to send them tape and send them documentation of all that stuff. So there's these different databases, but it's important to note that there isn't like a unified thing that is the official record. So Tapology is one of them that does this.
I will also add that they are the newer kid on the block. As you said, SureDog was the mainstay. The UG back in the day, MMA.tv, was another great resource. But yes, boxing has BoxRec. But honestly, for me, in 2026, I go to Tapology for all my boxing and MMA.
Same.
They've done a great job with boxing as well. I like the way the website feels, looks, the way you can navigate through things, the little new features that they've added. So when I read this, I was like, oh, wow, this is significant. There was a gentleman who works for SureDog, I believe his name is Jay Petrie, who weighed in on this, and he put out a tweet regarding this news. SureDog Fight Finder will not be changing the professional record of UFC fighter Michael Morales. Maybe it's Petrie, sorry, his last name. We reviewed the Ultima Pelea reality series 2 years ago and determined that these tape-delayed matches would not be marked as pro. More on this tomorrow from SureDog.com. So this is SureDog's Fight Finder representative. So the event, the fight, was a reality type show from back in the day, and we do have some of the footage. And you may recall that the Ultimate Fighter is viewed as exhibition. Wins and losses on the Ultimate Fighter is viewed as exhibition. And apparently this is the same thing. You see it's in a sort of like warehouse type of situation, and you see Michael Morales is involved, and you see Michael Morales is about to lose this fight. And so some way, somehow, this is an old fight, some way, somehow, and there's the victory. And it's a little bit shocking considering how good he looks. By the way, his physique is completely different from this. Do we know how long ago this fight was?
He was a kid there.
Do we know how long ago this fight was? When they put it in his record, did they state when this fight was from? Well, here's more information from
2017.
Tapology. We were tipped off to and found extensive footage of an Ecuadorian league called Ultima Pelea, which had at least 3 seasons of a reality style show, with fighters in a tournament. Morales competed in the second season in 2017. There you have it. Morales was 17 at the time of the qualification fight and 18 at the time of his quarterfinal fight, a loss. The rules and structure of the fights meet our criteria of professional MMA. Many of the competitors were established fighters, including Ricardo Centeno, who beat him. While the Ultimate Fighter reality show in the U.S. is still classified as exhibition status, we don't grant the same exhibition status to other reality competitions around the world. TUF has only been exempted because of the U.S. Athletic Commission's designation it was given. Okay, so everyone was going crazy over this, and Michael Morales actually weighed in himself. I'll punch injustice right in the face. F you, Tapology. Laughing emoji and a middle finger. Then all of a sudden, am I missing a step here? Am I missing a step between that and Tapology's update today, guys?
No, there were some other media people weighing in on it, but those are the official.
Okay, so let me complete the picture. This morning, Tapology posts this update on the Ultima Pelea. By the way, am I pronouncing that correctly, Andy?
You had it right the first time. Ultima Pelea.
Oh, well, yeah. Why did I screw it up? Ultima Pelea, league in Ecuador, and its impact on Michael Morales' MMA record. We will reverse and classify these as exhibition. We look forward to many colorful replies on social media about how stupid we are. Thank you in advance, but above all, we want to be fair and get this correct. More info. We added hundreds of fights daily to Tapology and try to evaluate them consistently. This is difficult to do given the different kinds of fights and circumstances that are sent our way. One category of fight that we have been getting far more strict about is, quote, exhibition fights. For the last several years, we have been very restrictive about allowing fighters or leagues to claim exhibition status. It has become a loophole for keeping legitimate fights out of our records. It allows fighters to compete in otherwise professional bouts without it counting. It had become increasingly difficult to explain why one scenario could count as exhibition, but another couldn't. And in almost all scenarios, we felt the fights were all hard-fought, legitimate MMA contests. As a result, new events being sent to us, even if a reality show format, are generally not exempt from counting on Tapology win-loss record. This is the standard we apply to reviewing the, well, now they called it Ultimate Pelea events that we found footage of this week. What's not fair and not consistent is that we are applying a roughly 2023 forward framework to a 2017 event. If this event had been reported to us in 2017, we would have certainly accepted it as a exhibition at the time. This is the crux of how we agree we were incorrect when we classified these yesterday. We apologize for the shitstorm. We appreciate all the interesting feedback we received. Yes, some of the feedback was fairly dumb, but some of it contained good and helpful arguments. I don't love that type of stuff there, but all right, fine. Trying to be a little tongue-in-cheek. Was there anything else? Okay, so I'll just give you quickly my thoughts. I know, New York Rick, you're very passionate about this, so I will pass the baton to you in a mere second. Number one, when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is significant because A, he's undefeated, and I think it's a part of his aura, it's a part of his brand right now, and so that's a very significant thing. You see his reaction, and you're like, oh, wow. I actually reached out to someone close to him, and what they said to me was, I feel like someone wanted to play around with Morales and was uploading this to Tapology. This fight happened so long ago. It was an exhibition match. It shouldn't be on the record, but it is what it is. The problem is fixed now, and the record is intact. So perhaps it was someone trying to go after Morales. Someone didn't like him. Who knows? I did feel, look, Tapology, I think they're the best, and I think they have a responsibility to get things right. In the end, I think they got it right. It seemed like maybe they jumped the gun a little bit, and when you're playing with people's lives and records, you are going to feel that wrath. So they're joking about it a little bit, but Michael Morales has every right to be upset when he's probably saying to himself, this was a reality show just like the UFC's reality show. Why are you holding us to a different standard? Now, I have long thought that the Ultimate Fighter fights shouldn't be a reality show because, as they described there, if it's fights happening between professionals, like just go back to Tough 1, go back to Tough 5. Tough 5 had actual, former UFC fighters. Later down the line, we had guys, who are champions in other organizations. Later down the line, we had, the Carlos Esparzas of the world, the number 1 ranked strawweight in the world, fighters coming over from Invicta. These are professional fighters, and these fights are professional fights. They should not be exhibitions. Now, the way the UFC has gone around it is, A, they're pre-taped, and B, they're 2-round fights, not 3-round fights. So, all right, fine. Then I think that criteria should be applied to all these other reality shows. Now, I don't know if Ultima Pelea is doing 2 or 3-round fights, but if it's a pre-taped show and who knows what's going on, if it's not live, I kind of feel like to make things easier for everyone, you should have it as an exhibition, I guess. Here's where it gets tricky and why I don't envy the Tapologies and the UGs and the Sherdogs of the world. You're playing with people's careers here. And I don't doubt for a second that there are people who are going to try to argue this was exhibition, this wasn't, so that their record is as clean as possible, because you know that matchmakers and promoters are going onto these websites to verify what a potential signee or prospect is listed as. So I will bet you all the money in the world that these types of headaches are happening behind the scenes almost on a daily basis. This one just happened to play out in front of us. I think it was a lesson learned for them. I think they jumped the gun, and kudos to them. Less than 24 hours later, they rectified it. They didn't die on the hill. They didn't say, no, we put this out, we're getting shit, and we're going to fight it. No, they said, you know what? We're going to go back. We're going to rectify it. Sorry, no harm, no foul. I give them a lot of respect for that. I hope it's a teaching moment for them. I hope it's a lesson learned, because you are going to get that crap, especially when you are, you're dealing with a very, very famous fighter. But ultimately, like my thesis is, I don't envy these guys who are just sort of independent dudes who don't work for the UFC or any promoter or any sanctioning body or anything like that, who, are dealing with these records, because we know in the UFC and in North America and in most parts of the world, it's pretty clean, but it's not very clean in other parts of the world. And the sport is growing at a rapid pace, and there's fights happening all over the world to where, like, it gets messy. and it gets really, it gets really political, and it probably gets a little sketchy at times, and they've got to decipher what is pro, what is exhibition, what's real, what's not. Good luck to them. It's not a job that I want. So in the end, it sounds like they got to the right conclusion, a little bit messy along the way, but I'm happy that they at least rectified it and made the right call. What do you think, Mr. New York Rick?
I think people lose their minds and lose common sense over this stuff. I think this undefeated record thing is a holdover from boxing that makes people act irrationally. And I think that, as you very, very astutely laid out, Tapology and other record keepers have a very difficult job here in determining what is exhibition, what is professional, and all these things. And for that reason, I almost wish they actually had not reversed their decision, from the perspective that it's now opening the door to every single person under the sun. If you have a name as big as Michael Morales does, saying, no, actually this fight was an exhibition, and they're going to have to take a hardline stance or waver on it again, and we're going to be in the same position over and over and over again. And you're silly if you think that there are not people who are trying to game the system, right? I am not claiming that Michael Morales is, nor the people involved in his career or that promotion themselves are, but there are going to be examples of people who do this, and this is another thing that happens in boxing, right? You set up these exhibition fights, they're not truly exhibition fights, but you want to wipe it from the record because that undefeated record is so important. When it comes to the having an O, people lose their minds and common sense goes out the window. I watched Michael Morales get choked to sleep and punched in the head by another unarmed combatant. It doesn't matter to me if it was pro or not pro. I watched it happen. There's video.
What if it's amateur?
Again, I watched it. Regardless of if it's amateur or pro, I watched it happen. If his pro record has a 1 on it or has a 0 on it, it doesn't matter to me. I feel no different about Michael Morales as a top contender in the UFC and as somebody who could potentially dethrone the welterweight champion. This happening in 2017 doesn't change my opinion on Michael Morales one bit, whether he has a 1 on his record or a 0 on his record. The same way John Jones, my eyes work. I can watch the fight between Matt Hamill and John Jones and know who won that fight. We don't have to lose our minds over this artificial Floyd Mayweather. He has the O. Habib has the O. People get too focused on the promotional aspect of it and not what happened in front of our eyes. Michael Morales lost to that guy. Whether it was amateur, whether it was pro, whether it was exhibition, whether it was not. And whatever the best way to record keep that and however to reflect that is, I leave that to Tapology to decide. But I don't think we need to be as protective of this thing as if it is some holy grail. Michael Morales' career has now advanced many, many degrees beyond whatever happened in 2017. That guy isn't... I watched Islam Makhachev get knocked out by Adriano Martins in the UFC. Would anybody go, man, well, no, who cares? His career is so far beyond that. The things he has achieved are so far beyond that. To focus in on this singular O thing, I think makes people get irrationally silly when it comes to all this shit. And so I think that Tapology should take a hardline stance on some of this stuff and just go, we're going to count everything from Tough and everything from every other reality show, or we're not, and just take that direction. And the case by case thing is not going to serve them well, especially putting it out there, as you said, and then reversing it. I think that does some damage to the system.
I think it showed some maturity, but I disagree with a few things that you said. Number one, if they decide hey, we're gonna just count everything now, right? We're gonna count everything. Yeah. It's easier, it's cleaner this way. You got knocked out in a fight. That's a loss on your record. Now all of a sudden, you have to think of it from a business standpoint. Now all of a sudden, their records are going to be inconsistent with the UFC's, and that's going to be a problem. They want to be in line with the UFC. They have to be in line with the UFC if they are to be considered the gold standard when it comes to this stuff. So you don't want to necessarily reverse that, because now all of a sudden some guy is going to be 22 and 1 in the UFC, and they'll have him as 18 and 3, and then it's a little bit weird. So that's number one. Number two, I think it's easy for you and I to say, or anyone, and I don't agree with this, but it's easy for you to say, or anyone out there to be yo, stop losing your head over this. It's not that big of a deal, when it's someone's career and it's someone's body of work, and they fight and scratch and claw and put everything on the line to try to win as many fights and be undefeated. Who are we to say that you're making too big of a deal out of it? And so Michael Morales is sitting there on a January in 2026 and being yo, a fight that I lost 9 years ago that I was told was an exhibition, now you're trying to say that I'm no longer undefeated? Yeah, fuck you guys. So I don't begrudge him. Now, I don't know the messages that they received. I don't know what kind of threats they received. Who the hell knows? But I can understand why at least Michael and his team and family would be like, no way. This happened 9 years ago. Why aren't you counting those other exhibition fights as pro? And ultimately, like, they have to get it right. And so if they were wrong, then kudos to them for getting it right. Them taking some sort of hardline stance to me is just silly, and they would be viewed as not the gold standard. To me, they are the gold standard because they get it right. Whether they got it right the first time or got it right the second time, they ended up getting it right. And I think that's most important.
That's what I would ask you.
Because I think they deem that all these other types of fights are exhibitions around the world. I don't think this is the only exhibition, and I don't like reality show, and I don't think the Ultimate Fighter. There's all these shows around the world that are reality shows, and I think the standard in MMA, whether that's right or wrong is a whole other discussion, but the standard in MMA, because of the gold standard reality show, which is the Ultimate Fighter, which was first, has been these are exhibition fights.
They say
that's been the standard
in their follow-ups as a result. New events being sent to us, even if a reality show format, are generally not exempt from counting on Tapology win-loss record. This is the standard we applied.
Yeah.
So
this is the standard.
There has to be a standard. That's my point. It can't be a case by case.
Show falls under the standard, which is these are exhibitions, and so they had to stick with that. They messed up yesterday, and they fixed it today. But I don't think it's fair to say that, you know, people are losing. Here's the other thing. By the way, here's the other thing. I do think a big part of Khabib's aura, a big part of his legacy, is that he is undefeated. I think the reason why people put Khabib up on this pedestal is because he is undefeated.
There's no tape of Khabib getting choked out and slapped silly in a triangle. That's the point.
But I'm saying the reason why some people don't put Islam up there with Khabib, you say, I don't care if you, like, ultimately I see what I see now, right? I see what I see now. I think that does count. Like, if you can retire undefeated, Terrence Crawford retired undefeated. That's a huge thing. Floyd retired undefeated. That's a huge thing. Khabib retired undefeated. That's a huge thing. Islam will never retire undefeated.
I agree. So that's the importance of it. That's why I think it's so important that if you have videotape of somebody losing, we acknowledge it.
But if it's an amateur fight, it doesn't get acknowledged. People lose on the amateur scene and then go undefeated in the pro scene, and they are viewed as undefeated fighters.
MMA amateur system is different and
I'm just
well
saying,
established.
if you see someone get knocked out, but it's an amateur fight, that doesn't affect their pro career. So to me, exhibition is amateur. Is the way you can view amateur, right? This happened in some sort of set of someone's career, but then when they are pro, at the end of the day, it's these pro fights that happen, and if you're undefeated, you're undefeated.
My problem is with the murkiness of it, right? Is an amateur fight, okay, we have headgear, and we're fighting for 3-minute rounds. Like
they're saying this was exhibition. They're saying this is exhibition, and the guy that he was fighting was a professional fighter. He already had 4 fights in a professional career.
Okay, so which side of the fence are you on here?
Oh, man. On the argument of does undefeated matter and Michael Morales having a right to be upset?
Well, first of all, how do you feel about the way this has all played out?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I am in agreement with Tapology's most recent tweets of what isn't fair is going with a 2023 set of standards and going back to this 2017 fight and changing it. I think at this point, if it's not on his record, then it's not on his record. You just have to move forward with this. The fact that he's 19-0, you can't have this. Oh, Michael Morales is 20-1 on Tapology, and he's 19-0 on Sherdog, and he's 16-0 on the UFC's official record. You can't have all these differences. We need to have a standard for it across, and I believe that Michael Morales is 19-0. I think that you have to just count this as an exhibition falling under this standard of the Ultimate Fighter rules.
There will be other fights coming up that people lose on reality shows that will count on their records on Tapology.
I don't understand this 2023 business. What is that?
They're saying
Tapology's claiming that now reality shows count on your record.
Yes.
But the Ultimate Fighter does or doesn't?
That has its own exception. That's what I'm saying.
I don't agree with that.
Bullshit. That's my point.
It's fucking muddy.
And this is an example of furthering that.
Well, that part I don't agree with. I don't agree with that. It has to be one or the other.
I agree with you.
You can't play God with people's careers.
Wait, so I said there has to be a standard rule, and you said you disagreed with that. There has to be one rule, and you said you disagreed with that part. There has to be one determination. Do reality shows count or not? And it has to be applied universally.
Of exhibition. Is that what you're talking about, Rick?
Yes, it has to apply universally.
Yeah, and I think that, and that's the conclusion that they came to. They don't even.
They're going to include
other fights. So like
they're saying right now, if this happened, if Michael Morales
would have a loss.
in his
no, I understand that, but like,
career, it would count as
when
an
was the last Ultimate Fighter? I have like the Connor Chandler series. That was
those were exhibitions, I believe. On
UFC has that.
Oh, so they get the
Ultimate
one
Fighter.
exception?
Yeah.
That's stupid. It's stupid.
That's my point.
No, I agree with that. That's stupid. What I don't agree with is that you can't like
retroactively do it.
But also I really do believe that the ones, that second column matters.
Matter to the casual fan, there's no doubt.
And it matters to
a
the
lot
person.
of
Larry, let me clarify my point. My point isn't that it doesn't matter. It very much matters. People are obsessed with it to a degree that is not commensurate with what is happening in the world. Michael Morales retroactively getting that loss, to me, is not significant in the scope of Michael Morales is right now as good as he was yesterday, right? Tapology making that decision does not change how good Michael Morales is from 24 hours previous. 24 hours previous, Michael Morales was just every bit as good as he is now in the future. He might be the future champion of the UFC. It might have been his Adriano Martins. Who knows? Who cares? Ultimately, yes, the O matters, but you're talking about Khabib, you're talking about these others. There's not videotape of Khabib getting this done to him. That's my point. The O there has to be some significance to it. There has to be a reason that we're all talking about this. I've watched Islam Makhachev lose. I've now watched Michael Morales lose. I wasn't aware of this fight. I've watched him lose. It happened. I've seen it. So if we're going, Michael Morales is undefeated on the pro record.
Does this make you feel any different about Michael Morales?
Zero. I feel just as good about Michael Morales as I did 24 hours ago. I feel he's freaking fantastic. Might be the best opportunity to beat Islam Makhachev.
Do you consider him undefeated? Do you consider him undefeated?
No. I watched him lose. There's videotape.
He is right.
I know, but if
there is videotape of Michael Morales losing. If you ask me a question
fighter,
like that,
if you see a fighter lose on the amateur scene, you don't consider them undefeated anymore?
It depends. Are we talking boxing or MMA? There's different things like
MMA.
And this is why I'm saying, are they wearing shin guards? And is it like
like those amateur fights, like the CFFC
I think
ones.
Tough and I think that reality show are fights between pro fighters where they agreed that they're going to fight and live with the results. So I don't give an exception to that. Again, I'm not the one making the record book, so it's easy, as you said, it's easy for me to say this, right?
Sure.
And I'm not Michael Morales or his team. But I think Tapology and these other, and Sherdog and the UFC themselves have very difficult jobs in having to navigate this, because there are going to be people that try to manipulate the system like this, that go, no, that was an amateur fight. That was this, that was that. And who knows? Their word may be law. There may not be enough video and all these
Why
things.
did they pick 2023?
I think that's just because when they maybe like
that part makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
The 2023 delineation makes no sense, and the fact that they are saying that Tough is still exhibition, but these other ones aren't. If anything, I would reverse it. I would say Tough would be the real ones. If you really want to say that, because these are with the top level fighters, and some reality show in Ecuador isn't. While the Ultimate Fighter reality show in the U.S. is still classified as exhibition status, we don't grant the same exhibition status to other reality competitions. Why not? Tough has only been exempted because of the U.S. Athletic Commission. I don't know, man.
It's too dicey.
By the way, some of these other places don't have athletic commissions.
They have no commissions.
Yeah.
But that's further credence to why they are dealing with a very difficult thing, because they don't have these commissions.
There's no doubt, Rick. There's no doubt that it's a difficult thing. But they've been stabbed with their own sword, essentially. They brought
Who's
this out in
Tapology?
Tapology. They brought it out in public this is what's going on, and then they've had to retract
I don't think they should have reversed it, if I'm being honest.
What do you think about it?
But that's what I'm saying. It's they've made a song and dance about this only to retract it. I think it's a bad look for Tapology, if I'm being honest.
So what do you think?
They're saying, come and say shit about. Yeah, exactly. They will.
Yeah.
You've made a song and dance, and now you've had to pull it back. And it's a
that.
storm in a teacup. It's a storm in a teacup. It means nothing now, essentially. It's a big hoopla about absolutely fucking nothing now.
By the way, you made a great point, Ariel. Sorry, PT.
Go ahead.
Ariel, you made a great point about the records matching and reflecting. Somebody correct me if I'm misremembering this, but I feel like there was a point where they started adding the Tough victories into UFC records, and some weird shenanigans was happening with that.
Yeah.
I remember this. I don't remember exactly
what happened. Was it the live? Was it the Tough live? And they counted them as non-exhibitions?
There was something happening where the UFC records were different.
The exhibition was the fact that they were being played on a tape delay. I think that was the original. And then when it went Tough live, I think they start adding them to the record.
Yeah.
For that season.
I thought it extended even beyond that, but I don't know. I'm not as like. Again, this world doesn't really consume my thoughts, which is why I'm able to
imagine
like,
having this job and it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I
here's a
think
fight.
everyone
No, because
kind
there's
of
literally
agrees
no
we
right
just-
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's agreeing with each other. We're just coming at it from different angles. But I think the bad look here is for Tapology.
Am I off base though? And
No.
I feel the like we're not far off, as Pete's saying, between myself and you, Ariel. But like I do think this obsession with the undefeated thing is a very boxing thing. Like
for us, right? No, for us,
I
it
think
is.
undefeated is important.
For,
People
of course,
love
it is
the O.
for branding, for everything, for selling. Not to us, right? Like we inevitably we know.
Does that work anymore?
Yes.
It does. It does. And even
John Jones
the
has
way
been fighting to get that one back because he wants to be known as undefeated.
But he's the best example of what I'm saying. His record doesn't have the O. His
And he
record
still
does
wants it
not
back.
have the O. Yes, he still wants it back.
We still think
do
he's
you
great,
think
but I
different
can't say he's
about John
undefeated.
Jones?
I can't say.
Oh,
I can
come
say
on, man.
I view. No, I mean technically he's not. It's, it's
Come
an
on.
inaccurate
Then
thing.
yeah, fuck.
We all
Then
feel
Michael Morales is not undefeated.
No. I'm saying if you look at his record, there's a freaking one
Right,
there. Now, wrong. There's a bunch of wrong calls that are made
how
all the
you
time.
feel about it though is different than what that record says.
How you
you
of
feel
course,
about
I don't think Joseph Parker lost to Fabio Ward.
No, now we're doing
okay.
too much.
I don't think fucking
No,
what's
but
his
Rick,
name
Rick.
lost to Paddy Pimblett. Like
Gordon.
But listen,
Yeah.
if I'm telling you about a prospect you've never seen fight, Rick.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
1000%.
this fella's 15-0. He's KOing everybody. He's KO 12. It's different to me being like, yeah, this guy's 15-1. It just is.
Is there an easily accessible videotape of him getting triangle choked and punched in a triangle? Because if so,
They're
I'd
not
be
gonna-
like, damn, that 15-0 is looking kind of shady at the moment.
People that this mattered to are not going to find the triangle choke video.
Exactly.
But
You're sitting on- you're sitting on the
telling
couch with
me
your buddy.
I'd look for that and I'd see it.
Yeah, you also don't care about the O. The kid that you're sitting on the couch with who's casually watching the pay-per-view on a Saturday night, having a couple beers, is going to be like, 19-0? And that's what he did in his last fight? This guy's unstoppable. I love this guy. I can't wait to watch him fight.
You can still
just hope
say
Rick
all
isn't
those
there with the
things
phone.
about him.
No,
Except
then
he's
you say,
19-1.
Bro, he got triangle choked back in Ecuador in 2017. He's like, I don't give a fuck about this guy.
His body
He
is
also
limp.
he also just put Sean Brady in the hospital.
Also,
Like,
we
he's
have a
gangster.
new man sitting in the bar being like,
that one time.
at one time I triangle choked his ass.
Yo.
Shout out to
Doesn't
Ricardo
count, though.
Centeno, baby.
Doesn't count. It
Terrence
doesn't count.
Terrence Crawford lost over 10 times in the amateurs.
Great.
What a loser.
This is
That's my
exhibition,
point.
though. This is exhibition
Terrence
against
Crawford?
a professional
I used to think
fighter.
he was
Think
good.
different about Terrence Crawford?
No, but the point is, you don't. We haven't crossed those fights over. So
Boxing's amateur is obviously a little more very clearly
different.
outlined, right? We're talking even Olympic boxing, right? You're doing amateur fighting, and that's not in your professional career.
I'm just saying, if you're signing up for a fight that's exhibition or amateur, it shouldn't count on your pro resume.
I guess
Shouldn't
that's
count.
the contracts on these?
So if
Where's
he was
the-
told,
it's,
yeah, but
amateur,
if he
where's
was
the-
told like, hey, I'm doing this as a 17-year-old.
Do we know that?
it was 18 when
Obviously, we
know
don't
that?
know. We don't know anything. I never
That's
even
my
heard of
point,
this
and
thing.
that's Tapology's
he was
point.
18 when he lost.
But
Do we know that?
But what if that is a real thing? We don't know the opposite either.
I don't.
Exactly. So if you're gonna just do a hard fucking fast rule.
I agree with that.
Reality shows are exhibition, and you'll save yourself a headache. Tapology.
Yeah.
Do
When? Starting
do
in
yourself a favor.
2023?
No, starting.
You can just
For all
imagine the
time.
fuckery
And
that's
I love
happening out
Tapology.
of, like,
Again, love it. Use it every single day.
I love
There's not
it.
a day
Love
where
it.
I'm not in Tapology. Like, it's just, this situation comes off
you
bad.
you can just see though where, like, consider this, right? Think about these promotions where the stars getting to the UFC and being successful is more important post these things happening, right? As an example, right? This promotion probably loves the idea that Michael Morales was a star that fought for us, and now he's fighting in this promotion. He's a future UFC champion. Oh my God, he's so fantastic. At the time, that maybe wasn't the sentiment, right? You could understand why there'd be motivation on the side of the promotion or others to submit videotape and be like, no, actually, you know what? That was an exhibition. And now you're a Tapology or you're Sherdog or you're somebody else, and you're having to deal with some guy in Romania who's telling you it was actually an exhibition, some guy in Turkey who's telling you this, some guy in South American country XYZ that's telling you this, and it just becomes too difficult to kind of police that and have to understand, was that pro, was that exhibition? These contracts probably
Awful
don't
job.
even exist.
You probably
Like,
get
who
managers
knows?
writing in and be
No,
like, "You
of course.
MFer,
Of
you're trying to
course.
ruin my guy's career. He's trying to get signed by this thing, and you had this listed. That wasn't a real fight."
That's shit.
Oh, it's an awful job. I don't know why.
Above all
anyone-
else, let me reiterate. I think Michael Morales is the best chance at beating Islam Makhachev in the welterweight division. I think he's fucking incredible.
than Shavkat?
I think he's, yeah, probably at this point. Like, I need to see Shavkat come back. Dude's a savage, man. I feel no different about him today than I did yesterday in saying that I do think there's tape. I seen it. It exists.
I don't know. See, when you say that though, now I don't know what your stance is.
Why?
Doesn't really look like Michael Morales to me. I'm just saying.
It's true.
Why
You know
can't
what?
those two things be true? I watched him lose, and I think he's fucking amazing now.
Sure.
Sure, it's him.
I just said it. I watched Islam Makhachev get slept. I think he's fucking
That looked like
incredible.
Islam, though. That
But
looked
can
like
you
Islam.
not agree that if you can retire 27-0 or 50,
It's fantastic. It's great.
There's a lot of money to be made with
But
that O.
it's such a like combat sports thing. It's
that's what we do. That's what we
Yes.
do. We're in the combat
It is.
sports world. Yeah, of course. But by the way, it's the
everybody
only...
loses. It's not boxing. People lose.
People
Habib's
care,
the
though.
only
No,
one.
this is a thing that...
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
What is the number one thing when people debate Michael Jordan and LeBron James? What is the number one thing that they say? Jordan never lost in
Let's
the
not
finals.
get into this because
No,
I think
but-
that's
but-
stupid as shit too.
Listen to
this
what
is
I'm saying.
people say.
This is what they say. I'm not asking your opinion on it. The number one thing that people point to is, but he never lost in this and that and that. This guy never lost in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, whatever. You always point if there's an O somewhere, you always go to that first. It's not necessarily just a combat sports thing. Obviously, in combat sports, I'm sure GC could tell us some dude who's undefeated at French Open or the Aussie Open or
Bro,
something.
the Miami Dolphins pop a bottle of champagne
Yes.
every single year because they're
Yes.
the only NFL team to ever have an O.
Yes.
It's not. They won the Super Bowl just like all the other teams after them, but they
Let me
popped
ask
that
you
thing
something.
because of the O.
Let me ask you an important question though. Are the Miami Dolphins who never lost the best team in the NFL? Or were they ever one of the best
I don't know
teams
if it's
in NFL
about
history?
best, but it's about a distinction that they can now hold on to and are talked about forever.
Arsenal, the only team to go undefeated in the Premier League season.
Yes.
They're called the Invincibles.
People love
The Dolphins are not the best NFL team ever, but they still get to celebrate every year. Everyone still talks about them because they were undefeated. I don't think Khabib Nurmagomedov is the GOAT, but people will always put him in that
I agree.
conversation because of the O.
Couldn't agree more.
I agree. Khabib is not the GOAT. Undefeated record doesn't matter to me.
If Khabib has that Davi Ramos loss on his record, if he has it, then no one talks about him in the same way. They don't.
1,000%.
I know because he didn't do enough.
He didn't do enough.
Islam might.
But they do talk about him in the same way now. I mean, he's out there hobnobbing with Erling Haaland. You know, is he hobnobbing with Erling Haaland if he has the loss to
Erling
Ramos?
Haaland?
Yes.
Nah, he does. He ain't doing that. By the way, do you think Erling knew who he was? PT?
100%.
You think?
Dude,
Of
he's
course he knows who
famous
he
as
is.
shit. He has like 40 million followers on Instagram.
2-3 Dagestan. 2-3 years.
Didn't
Yes.
he
that's
say he's going to
Islam,
send his
bro.
kids to Dagestan 2 to 3 years, Erling Haaland? I think I saw you said that to
He did say
Islam.
that. He did say that. Yeah. In any event, I do think it's important.
crazy.
Erling Haaland's big on like the health crazes, you know?
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's getting
Yes.
raw milk and whatnot.
He's doing that like.
He also looks gigantic compared to him, right?
23.
Big boy.
Look at the size difference. No, I know Khabib is a big
I
soccer
like
fan.
Khabib's outfit.
Do you remember what Roy Keane did to his outlad though?
Very
What?
Rick-esque there.
Holland, 6'5".
Oh,
Five.
shit.
No, what's Habib, man?
North.
6'1", he looks good.
No, I don't think he's. What is
It's
Khabib?
a down angle.
Five
You
He's a
know, if
freak
they were
athlete,
shooting that
though.
up angle, Holland's
Haaland.
One of the 5'10", 5'10", Khabib. One of the best videos, and what I love so much about it isn't the ball knowledge, Pete. You know the one where he's talking to Manel Cap and he's going through all the Champions League winners. You know that one?
Oh yes,
You,
crazy.
you know that video in the PI?
Yeah.
But the way he's counting is like very sort of Middle Eastern, Eastern European. Like he goes like 2017, da 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 da, 2008, da 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 da. You know, like he does it like this as opposed, and then he goes, do you know the video I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. He goes through all the Champions League winners for each year. Yeah.
But the way he does it on his
Yeah.
fingers is very like old man from the Middle East.
Pizzi has no idea what you're talking
You don't know what I'm talking
No,
about?
I do. I don't know
He was-
why I always
he was
present
sitting
you
there
guys
just
like
like-
I don't fuck.
You know what I'm talking about.
about. Oh, yeah, I know.
I was doing Lord of the Rings face again, was I?
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
That's what you were doing, bro.
You know the one I'm talking about, right, guys?
I do fucking know.
It did. At the PI, where he's listing off the UFC champions.
Pull this one up real quick.
My nail is still just crushed.
Why?
I'm gonna have to
oh,
pop
your
it off.
Fuck,
your
he's
nail. I thought you
He's a
said
good
Manel.
baller, man. Do you ever see Habib playing football? He's fucking class.
Is he?
He's really good. He is savage, man.
You ever seen
He's
Islam
so
on the
straight.
wrestle ball court?
Yeah, I think I'd smoke all of them, to be honest with you.
What?
I've never played it before. What?
That feels like chess boxing. You better be really good at one or the other, you know? You
It's
better.
chess boxing wanking.
Huh?
Just
What?
How did we get there?
PTB.
Bit of the blue pizza?
Is everything okay? Is everything
Bit of the
okay?
blue?
Hot under the collar.
No, chess boxing is chess and boxing. You alternate.
We get a Rodney King drop?
Rounds of chess and
No,
boxing.
no. I'm
Rodney
good.
What they
has
call
left the
wanking belly
house.
boxing in Ireland sometimes, you know what I mean?
Okay. I
That
see
is so. Oh,
Is it
we're
amateur
trying
or
to
pro?
clean it up.
Undefeated.
I missed that whole thing.
Oh, that was great.
didn't miss much.
That's just for us. That's just for
Thankfully.
us.
It'll take a while to get that video.
Won't be finding any tape.
The belly boxing.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to it.
Habib counting?
Yeah, I want the video.
Yeah, man, that's going to take a minute.
Rogan's show, he pulls it up right away.
There we go with this again.
That's not how it works around here, man.
Jamie, pull it up real quick.
There we go.
They get to make a nice jump cut from him saying that to win Jamie.
Oh, I like that. The shade. Frankie, any super chats?
Yes.
All right.
Ariel, not just
Good to
Happy
hear
New
from
Year.
you, Frank. You've been very quiet today.
I wonder why. Maybe every time I stick my neck out, it just gets lopped off. Ariel.
Are you going to help me with my phone later?
No, that ship has done sailed. It's gone.
You promised you would help me.
Get an Android.
All right.
Ariel, not just Happy New Year, but Happy World Cup year as well. North
yeah.
America will be so hyped. Would love to see Jesse Marsh as a guest soon.
Okay. I'm going to set the line. Happy New Year to you as well. I'm setting the line at 1. And this is for the collective us. World Cup games we attend. 1. Who's taking the over? Who's taking the under? Do you think any of us go to... You think we end up going?
I will be at a World Cup game.
You think so?
No
Come
question.
hell or high water?
They fucked the tickets. They fucked it. They
I
fucked
know.
Those prices are going to come down as it
You
gets
think they're
closer.
going to just like
No, but
skyrocket down?
they've the whole mood, man. It's not what it's about. It's fucking
They
everyone.
could rectify it. They could rectify it.
So Mamdani's going to
They
get
give 10%.
community-
They put them in the nosebleeds. It's
Yeah,
bullshit,
for
man.
sure.
But,
For
like,
sure.
you know.
He's going to get a pool of tickets for.
My
for
mayor is
football.
capping the price. We'll
Yeah.
all be able to afford it.
Yeah,
No doubt. He has full
Yeah, it's
control
like
over
fucking
that.
100 tickets or some shit.
PT, if Ireland makes it, you coming over?
I think all the tickets are gone. Like,
No, they're
I
not.
was
There's
talking-
always
Not all
resale.
gone.
They're,
By the way,
they're
no
going to
one's
plummet, bro.
No one's
They're gonna-
buying. By the way, no one's buying these tickets. They're probably all.
I know loads of people are like buying them already. Like we haven't
Use
even
game
qualified yet.
time.
Bro, I'm going to go to
game time.
Jordan versus Algeria in like San Francisco.
Okay, so you're going come hell or high water.
Hell or high water. I'd love to go to one in New York, San Francisco, and Atlanta.
Why San Francisco, by the way?
Oh, my brother lives out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if Ireland qualify, we're gonna be in Mexico and Canada, I believe.
Why is that?
Sorry, Mexico. 2 games in Mexico, 1 game in Atlanta, I believe.
Oh,
Wow.
Beatsy. You can come stay with the folks. I'm in there.
Let's do it.
Wow!
I'll get my jersey.
Wow! I would like to go as well. The opening weekend, there's a game in Toronto, there's a game in New Jersey, there's a game in Philly, back-to-back days. That was my initial dream, and it could be Canada versus Italy opening. Could be Canada versus Wales, the Brendan Johnson Cup, but I don't know. I would like to go. I would like to go to at least one. By the way, of the group, how many of us have actually been to a World Cup match before?
You have never been to one.
Just you, Nigeria v.
Well, let me tell you guys about
Just like
1994.
Syracuse all over again. Here. Look at
Foxborough
this.
Stadium. Argentina versus Nigeria. Was this a special quarterfinal match? Sure. Was it extra special because it ended up being Diego Maradona's last match ever?
Because he
Absolutely.
got popped for doing cocaine in the game.
Mid-game, taken off the pitch. Unbelievable.
Literally, they just saw him celebrating, and they were
They're like,
he's out of his face.
You're out.
Yeah. So he's like,
You back now. What a time it was. 1994, Foxborough Stadium. All right. Well, anyway, what was the question? Oh, yeah, he said, happy World Cup year. It's going to be great. And Jesse Marsh on the show would be great. Gaffer for Canada. Love it. Feel like we're in a good spot. Alphonso Davies coming back. By the way, this really has nothing to do with anything, but I was listening to an interview with Rick Cordella, the president of NBC Sports. NBC has, just talking about the year to come and in sports, NBC has one of the most amazing months coming up in February. They are the home of the Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Olympics at the same time as the Super Bowl, because the Olympics start on that Friday, Super Bowl is on that Sunday. So Olympics start on the 6th, Super Bowl is on the 8th. And then right after that, in the midst of the Olympics, NBA All-Star Game. They have all 3 of those events in the same 28-day span. That might be like the greatest month ever for a network. Olympics, Super Bowl, probably go Super Bowl. No, probably go, what will get more views? Olympics or Super Bowl collectively? Is it possible that the Super Bowl could get more collective views than the Olympics? No, right?
No, not across the 2 weeks. No chance. No chance.
So
peak way higher, but
right. Ad revenue from those like commercials.
I think I just read that they already sold out.
Yes.
And it's at $10 million for some of these Super Bowl commercials. Insane. Bonus is going to be nice over at Peacock NBC Universe.
Yep. I think I read Mike Tirico, the play-by-play guy, is going to take a jet from Santa Clara Super Bowl to Milan to call the Super Bowl and like the biggest, Olympic Games. It's just crazy. Love it. We do have the aforementioned Khabib video. Take a look at the way in which he starts counting like this. This is how like my grandfather would count. Take a look. Pizza, you know what I'm talking about. Take a look.
I do know what you're talking.
What you know about soccer?
What? Everything. Okay, for example, 2005, who win Champions League? Champions League?
Liverpool.
2005? No, listen. 2005.
Listen, he goes thumb first.
2006, Barcelona.
Now,
2007.
Now he starts counting with the thumb and the fingers.
Manchester. 2009, Barcelona. 2010, Inter. 2011, Barcelona. 2012.
Manuel Cap just trying to say it after him as if
Oh yeah.
2014, Real Madrid. 2015, Barcelona. 16, 17, 18, Real. 19, Liverpool. 20, Bayern Munich. What do you know about now? 2001.
Oh, now he goes for the Ballon d'Or.
Wait.
Go, Pizzi, go.
1995, George Weah. 96, Zamer. 97.
Look at the way he counts, Pizzi. Look at the way he counts.
Results, coach.
This is why even he don't want to learn, coach.
No,
from
this
the best.
No, this is the result.
Listen.
Yes.
Listen. 1997, Ronaldo. 1990. No, please listen. It's okay. Learn from me. 1990. No. 1998, Zidane. 99, Rivaldo. 2000.
This is pretty damn impressive.
2001, Michael Owen. 2002, Ronaldo. 2003, Pavel Nedved. 2004, Shevchenko. Listen,
You have
okay.
this encyclopedia in head.
2005. No,
This is crazy, by the way.
2005, Ronaldinho. 2006, Cannavaro. 2007.
No, it's true. 2005.
Kaká. No, Kaká. After that, Messi, Ronaldo.
It's really damn impressive.
incredible.
I pride myself on knowing stuff like that, like NBA champ, but like to know the MVP.
I knew that shit when I was like 8.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's a grown adult and he knows all that shit is crazy. Like it's absolutely insane.
What else, Frankie? What else?
This one from Mercy in Motion Book. I'm gonna need you guys to lay off Frank.
Oh.
Can't we all just get along?
Shout out Mercy in Motion. He was the gentleman who sent us like the little snacks and things.
Oh, shout out to Mercy in Motion.
Sent us like the
Marzipan.
Legend. Frank.
Love that stuff.
You know, I was telling my wife earlier, I was saying,
yes, I do.
So there's these vitamins.
I look forward to coming to work every day for the banter, for the camaraderie. How blessed are we that we get to hang out? Pizza, I wish you were here every day, truly. But it feels like you're here in spirit. Even though like we'll call you at like 12:58 and you're, I don't know what you're doing, in the doctor's office or something. The
belly boxing.
TV was like, no, I hope you're not. Anyway, love you, appreciate you. Speaking of the wife is Frank, was your wife's name Frank? It's unbelievable to me. When I was on vacation, a kid comes up to me, 14 years old. He goes, "Are you the guy?" And I said, "Well, let me guess. Who interviewed Rampage?" "Yes." "How is this possible? Why is the Rampage video having this like second, third life 14, 15 years later? I don't get it."
The TikTok kids are finding it.
Even my kids' friends are now like, "Oh, I saw you with Rampage." I'm like, that was September of 2011. I don't get it. It's a
TikTok.
weird. Why that one video though? Of all the videos, why?
It's a very good video
on TikTok.
I know, but it's like it's been.
So when something goes viral, it just like goes everywhere.
What else, Frank? What else?
So, Pizzi, quick update.
Guys, since we are doing predictions, what is everyone's prediction for Best Picture and Best Actor at the Golden Globes this weekend on Paramount?
I have to say, I don't know anything about it.
One battle
after the other.
That was great.
And
Is Chalamet's movie going to be in there?
Yeah, Chalamet, yeah.
Chalamet.
They don't fucking.
What the ping pong?
Party Supreme, yeah.
Already?
Can Timmy win?
Went to see it.
Yeah. Is he
Went to see
nominated?
it.
Is he allowed to be nominated, or did it come out to?
What about most importantly, Smashing Machine?
No,
it's not nominated.
I don't believe so.
Really?
The Rock is nominated though for Best Actor in a drama.
Okay, I mean that's huge. Does he have a chance?
No.
He was very good in it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Marty Supreme is.
Chalamet nominated for Best Actor in a musical or comedy, but the movie wasn't really a musical or a comedy.
Yeah.
PT Irish
Marty
tickets, $230. If they make it.
Really?
If they make it. If they
Yeah.
make it. In Atlanta.
PT, you're getting rage baited by the people
Yes,
online who are
1000%.
complaining, and you're not actually looking at the
Oh,
facts
my
and
mates are
figures.
just so poor.
Yeah.
Me and you in Atlanta.
Let's
South Africa versus Ireland.
Chill out. Everyone's freaking out.
I'll wear my
Chill out.
DDP shirt.
It's the World Cup in the
I'll be
greatest
so
country in the
drunk,
world.
like, I mean,
all right?
it's gonna be fucking. Do you remember Frank came over to your gaff, and you were like, "You won't believe what Frank did." We're gonna have to do a 10-hour special on what happens to me if I go to a World Cup game and Ireland are playing in Atlanta. Magic City, get ready.
You'll have to sleep at Magic City.
Frank, what else?
Lastly, Lazy Bet MMA says, say your prayers and take your vitamins.
Yes. I
Vitamin
feel
D.
I feel like he's doing a little pun there.
They're
Someone
losing already.
No. Someone was telling. Wait, who's losing?
Manchester United.
Oh, it's been tough.
Fucking Burnley.
It's tough.
I got an email. I got something else, but I don't know if I can say the other thing. But I got an email from one of the founders and owners of Tapology, Gregory Sachs, who's a great, I would say, what's the word that I'm looking for? He's a contributor to the sport of MMA, who's always very honest, open, and transparent. He was watching us talk about the Tapology drama. He sent me an email, and I asked him if I could read it on the air because I thought it was a very, solid email, and it was worth sharing with everyone. So he said, watched your conversation. You guys do a really good job. It was pretty balanced set of takes. Yes, Tapology basically handled the whole thing badly and was a mess, and it's my fault for not stopping it earlier. The exhibition situation is maddening as far as trying to be a record keeper. We are trying to clamp down on it further and allow fewer exhibitions. Everyone has a different definition of what exhibition even means. I would like to do away with almost all exhibition statuses, including tough, but we haven't been willing to go that far just yet. So there you have it. I think a very real response to what is a very, very, very complex situation. I don't envy them because they have been viewed as the, in my opinion, the gold standard now. And now you have to decide what's real, what's not, what's exhibition, what's not. Mess of a situation.
I will say one thing that allows you to kind of keep the gold standard is transparency like that. Is saying, hey, we messed up. It's complicated, and here's what we're trying to do. As opposed to running from it. Like, I don't know, the social media voice was a little bit different where it's like, you're all going to call us stupid.
Yeah, I didn't love that.
But like, to me, that sounds like somebody who is not motivated to bring down Michael Morales and instead is motivated to like really try to keep the records properly. Yeah. And I think that's how you remain the gold standard. So credit to him for an email like that.
Okay, just a couple of other bits before we go here. What's this Armin Sarukian tweet that is being sent? Okay, a bloody elbow tweet. Watch Paddy Pimblett get tapped out at annual BJJ tournament weeks before UFC 324 title fight. And here's Armin quote tweeting it saying, "Is this the trash can that said he can out-grapple me?" Yikes.
This is
what Armin doesn't know is that that's an exhibition grappling match.
Well,
he doesn't know.
Can I just say, that's an Iron Man they do every year at Next Generation Liverpool. And it's like hours upon hours of matches. So, I mean, Paddy won it last year, I believe. So it's like a king of the mat situation.
Love it.
It's like lads knocking each other out constantly. Like, so if you tap someone out, they get off the mat. You have another match. Goes on for hours.
So would you happen to say, wait, PT then, would you say it's a bit of a clickbait title from our friends at Bloody Elbow?
You know what I mean? Stay out of this. You know what I mean? Yes, absolutely.
Yes, it absolutely is. It's not fair to Paddy.
No, he's also like probably on a calorie deficit at the moment. You know, if you're doing rounds upon rounds like that, like and lads going 100% on you. And look, Next Generation Liverpool is full of savages on the mats too. And Paddy's obviously not going to try and blast double these lads and go 100% with a fight coming up too. So yeah, I think it's a bit severe to be.
It's
like,
not your typical
Paddy.
Tournament. You know, it's
no. Like he wasn't getting ready for a match at Metamoris or something like Polaris or something like that. You know?
Metamoris is still a thing.
Nah, probably not.
In our hearts.
This one is Metamoris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Polaris
Shutdown, don't forget.
Polaris, though. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Down against Cyborg.
That was a
right,
crazy one back in the day.
I paid for them shits, man. Honestly.
They had good stuff.
They were tremendous. That was one of the most fun.
Hoist Gracie and Bravo's rematch was insane.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God. GC was playing the clarinet in third grade music class back then. Trumpet, my bad. And then an interesting thing before we go, Sean Strickland returning in February. He did an interview recently and talked about taking the fight against Dricus du Plessis in Australia and had some interesting, descriptions as to dealing with the UFC. Let's take a listen here.
I deserve this, but before the Dragus fight, I was fucking riding with Axel Hodges and I broke my shoulder. So I was in Colombia getting stem cells on my shoulder and they hit me up for the fight. And the thing with the UFC, dog, you don't say no. There are pimps. You don't say no to the masters.
You gotta say yes.
So I was kind of backed up in the corner taking that fight. So taking this time off to let my body heal has been amazing. The shoulder feels fucking great. So I do miss fighting and I miss performing, but it's been nice to be a fat, lazy piece of shit for a while.
Okay, so there you have it. Sean Strickland coming back. Shout out to John Bernard, who did that interview. And, the description, I'm not sure if they'll love that, but,
There's something charming about Sean Strickland sitting at the top level of the UFC PI.
Yes.
Talking about how they're his pimps and those things. Shout out to Sean Strickland.
But perhaps the incident at the Tough Enough event back in June, which we happened to stumble upon. Remember that? Maybe that ended up being a blessing. Right, because it gave him this time off.
Now he's got a big fight. Did you get clearance on the other?
No, they're saying, how much longer are you on the air? I'm I'm about to wrap this bad boy up. Unless PT has another rant or another.
Yeah, let's just stall for a bit.
Maybe, I don't know, PT, you want to do another role playing thing? Do you want to act like someone else? Like that thing you were doing for the first 2 hours of the show where you were pretending. Do you want to do that or?
Wait, he's pretending?
No, it wasn't, Frank. I'm insulted.
BITB back tomorrow, guys. What do we got on the docket, the rundown, the ENPS?
Who's to check?
Go ahead, you take it.
Love the volume of the drops, by the way. The volume of the drops has been phenomenal ever since we called it out. What else, guys?
Okay, I'll take it.
What's wrong? Are you all right there, GC? What's happening?
I'm good.
We are Zap boys.
So loud.
I just couldn't hear you after the drop was just
okay.
so loud.
My ears are ringing.
It just completely changed my whole equilibrium over here.
Go ahead.
Guy's a D1 Glazer.
I love that.
We are going
much
to
energy in that
look
one.
further into the budding friendship between John Jones and Daniel Cormier.
Okay.
As they taped their reality show.
Love
Just
that.
kind of talk through some of the other rivalries and things like that. We're also going to hand out, I know, it's a little late in the game, but the boys in the back had to have their own little carve out for awards. We're going to hand out some very special, distinct honors. They're not going to be the same categories as
No crossover categories.
Yeah, no crossover with the Nose Awards, which are the preeminent award show in all of sports and maybe all of entertainment. Period.
Thank you.
This is the backies.
And this is the backies, and we'll have voicemails and the usual.
Okay. Are you calling them the backies?
Yeah, the backies.
We're thinking we do the backies. The crack does the crackies, and then we can just build a whole body of trophies.
No, we already had the crack award. It was one and done.
That was crack of the
Well
year.
done, Open.
Open killed it. 415 sub BITB.
That's it. Call now.
The voicemails. Leave
us a
them
voicemail.
a voicemail. Crackback on Friday.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. What's on the docket?
Well, a few different things, Ariel. We're looking into it. It's, this is journalism. We have to react to the moment. We have to,
Sure.
It's a living and breathing thing. So, it would be silly for me to be like, this is what we're talking about when we're trying to be the most cutting edge show in the world in MMA.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. I've had a lot of people
And
say.
look, just for the record,
Yeah.
I'm not doing any awards. I would never try and dilute your award show, Ariel. There's
appreciate
absolutely
that.
no way I would do
Appreciate
that. Each
Thank
to
you.
their own. Each to their own, lads. Whatever you're trying to do, that's very disrespectful in my book. For whatever you want to do, it's fine.
It's noted, Pizzi.
Your lips, God's ears. It is good to have everything back. It is good to have the regular schedule back. And with that in mind, I will tell you that it's been a lot of fun doing these shows the last few days. Awards, preview, predictions, all that stuff. But next Monday, or this coming Monday, I should say, we are back. Interviews, all that stuff and more. And so if you've been longing for them, jonesing for them, They will be back on Monday. If you are one of those who say too many interviews, well, I hope you enjoyed this week. A little bit different to start the year, but now we really hit the ground running as far as this particular show is concerned. So with that in mind, the next time I'll be sitting in this chair, gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills will hopefully be punching their ticket to the AFC divisional round, and we'll be well on our way to the Super Bowl. If for whatever reason the opposite happens, I will be a very sad man come Monday, but you've seen me in this state before. We've been there before, and we will get through it together. Nevertheless, very, very confident as we say goodbye. And so with that, Frank, any final thoughts? Anything you want to say before we go? No? All right. It is time to say goodbye. I saw a thing here, and I wanted to ask proud Atlantonian GC, Trae Young saying that he wants to go to Washington. Are things so bad in Atlanta that he wants to be traded to Washington, one of the worst franchises in all of sports?
Enjoy DC, brother.
That's it? Don't let the door hit you on the way out?
What else do you want me to say?
Are you offended?
No,
Are you upset?
Please.
No,
stay.
are you...
He's gone.
You hate him?
No, I don't hate him. He's leaving.
He wants to leave for Washington.
I don't care.
Not like...
Go wherever you please. What do you want me to do? Sit here and be offended?
No, just be like, F that guy. I don't know.
No, he gave us 7 great years. Took us to an Eastern Conference Finals.
Great? Good.
He was very good on the Hawks.
One Eastern Conference Final.
How many
playoff series?
Eastern Conference Finals the Knicks been to lately?
I mean, but I'm not the one trying to classify the run just yet. It's
Trae Young wasn't great on the Hawks?
I think he was very good. Great? Very good.
Averaged like 27.
What if Bijan wants to go, though?
Bijan I also would not be upset with. You have to remember, Atlanta franchises over the last 5 years are fairly mediocre. Like it's Heat, Bulls, Hawks every year for this plan.
Right, retired number?
No.
No?
No retired number. Stop.
No?
Stop.
Is he number one?
For Trae, great. You wouldn't say great gets a retired number?
Absolutely not. Legendary gets retired number.
Win a chip.
Win a chip, you get a retired.
Matt Ryan?
Could have been.
Back on Thursday, I should say. Same time, place, to the same piece. I'm out of here.
I did not have